Welcome back to episode 290 of the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast. Now, Phil, this will be a surprise for you. Baba Louie, he wrote a special song today. He wants everyone to know how Mother's Day went at his house this morning.
Okay.
Said, you know what I want? I braced for surprise. I thought brunch, spa, maybe diamonds or pearls. She said, no, babe, go buy that Young Guns McDavid swirl. Oh, oh. She said, nothing brings me joy like your cardboard dreams, your PSA 10s and your eBay schemes. Now I know true love and I understand. I'm the envy of every single man.
Pretty much.
So I dropped some cash and I didn't feel bad, 'cause she said it'd make her the happiest gal on earth, even more than the day she gave actual birth. It's the Monday edition of this beautiful show where delusion and cardboard endlessly flow. It's the Hockey Cards Gongshow, baby, I'm blessed. Oh, with a wife who loves me, or just gave up, I guess.
I'm sorry, what?
Wow, Louie. So your wife, all she wanted for Mother's Day was for you to enjoy the hockey hobby and buy yourself a nice card. Crazy.
I guess.
It's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Beautiful. You are the envy of every man. I can definitely say that. Well, what's up, boys? Phil, you just woke up. What happened?
My phone rang and someone was calling me and they
Oh.
woke me up.
Who was that? Oh, yeah, it was me.
Yeah, it was not
Like-
part of the plan. Was not part of the plan. I just dozed off on the couch, but had three beers last night, so I'm a little rough today.
Ooh.
And yeah,
Ooh.
I know. Not my style.
Wow.
Not my style.
This is Phil in a sleep coma. Interesting. I haven't got this version of you before.
I know my inside gooeys are all messed up. I don't know. I'm all disheveled, and I'll probably go to bed after this too, and hopefully be responsible adult tomorrow.
Now, I feel foolish asking this, but I'm gonna. But it's Mother's Day in Canada too, right? Or no?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. Because sometimes like your Thanksgiving's not our Thanksgiving, so fair question, right? To ask?
Yeah, Easter is a tough one. I'm Greek, so we have a even different Easter. Yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah, Jesus is different in Greece. So
He's an
No,
accountant.
Is he slippery or what?
yeah, sneaky guy, that guy. Yeah. No, it's I'm not getting into it. It's Mother's Day.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Baba Louie, you were what, fixing your car? Anything else for Mother's Day going on at your house?
No, she took her mother out
Oh.
for brunch and went and did the pedicure thing. And I was in my garage replacing a starter.
Fun.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys into team bonding pedicures? Would you? No, I could never do that.
Or she could
I
help
can't.
him with the starter. They could go
Yeah.
both ways. Yeah.
Mhm.
Could you ever get a pedicure though? I don't think I could let somebody touch my feet.
Sure.
Yeah,
Oh,
no
yeah.
problem. You don't like someone touching your feet, Josh?
No.
So you don't like
doesn't?
scary movies and you don't like people. You're lucky you're
Mm.
married, man.
I am. I am
Come here,
very
Josh.
lucky.
What if she had a foot fetish? What if Jenny had a
Mm.
foot fetish?
Well, life's about disappointment.
Question: do you guys say when people? I know a person. They said it today. They're like, "Oh, it's." Well, they said it a few days ago. Oh, it's Mom's birthday today. Oh, are you going to Mom's house? Mom's house. Like their mom is everybody's mom. Oh man, that drives me bonkers. I'm
Isn't
sure
that like a thing if you're British? British.
I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't.
It
But
is
it
a
drives
English
me.
thing.
It drives me bonkers when
We got
people-
to go to Mum's and we'll go
Yeah.
to have some tea and crumpets and
It's why. Okay, you guys can put the British spin on it. I'm just putting it on that the person's a wiener because they're not my mom. They're your mom, but
Yeah.
their mom takes the cake, right? Because it's their mom.
sure.
Okay.
That's like I
You
just
went down
I said to
to-
my wife this morning,
Oh,
Happy Mother's Day. Thank you for being a mother to my children. But I made sure my children got something for her or did something for her
Yeah.
because she's their mother. She ain't my mama.
No, but did you go to your kids and say, did you? Well, okay, that would work though. That would be never
Mhm.
mind. All right, yeah. Okay.
We went to Faribault today, home of Hockey Hogwarts, Shattuck St. Mary's Preparatory School. And there's a restaurant there that my brother-in-law's family owns called The Depot. Really nice. They had a huge Mother's Day brunch spread. It was kind
Nice.
of amazing for me because, as you guys both know, I've been on a little bit of a carnivore diet for a while now. And they had meat galore, like a prime rib station. Yes, sir. It was
Yeah.
awesome. I love prime rib.
Yeah, sounds like a terrible Mother's Day lunch. Prime rib station, like I would just stand there, just no, keep shoveling, bud, keep shoveling.
you
in my
go.
mouth. Yeah,
You just cut the piece for me and I'll just fork it and eat it and keep them cutting.
exactly. Yeah,
I had salmon. I had prime rib.
Oh, you're going to
Prime
get
rib
sick
again?
again.
Yeah, I'm gonna get sick again. This is the first time I've had salmon since the Chateau Gongshow experience, which was not good. And it was spendy though for 4 of us, well over $200.
whoa! Your brother-in-law's restaurant on Mother's Day, and you didn't cover it?
Brother-in-law's family. Wow, there was like 45 people. It would have been.
4 people to eat a brunch was over $200.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
No way.
That's standard. What?
I don't-
Me, my brother, my son, and I go out. It's $200 up here in Canada, easy. Hamburger,
Are you
hamburger
serious?
fries. Yeah,
I wouldn't go.
dude, it's
I wouldn't
wild.
go out to eat anymore.
It's getting to that point. You know that this is so inside baseball. Sorry to anyone besides Louis that's listening, but you know Doolittle's and near where we live, the Woodfire Grill place. You familiar, Baba Louie?
Oh yeah, I used to work there.
Oh, okay. We went last month to just like take the kids out, like me and my wife and the 2 young'uns.
Yep.
Well over $200, and the food was horrible.
Oh,
The ribs were bad. Like
the menu and everything was better there when I worked there before they made it all fancy dancy.
oh, okay. Yeah.
So,
All right. Enough of our inside baseball. Big show today.
Yeah.
Excited. Monday. Let's get this week started right. Phil, you had a fantastic. I very much enjoyed Friday nights with Phil
It's a banger.
on Friday night. So why don't you give everyone a recap if they missed it and have not yet checked it out?
Friday was excellent. Billy had me sweating. He showed up at 9:10, exactly how I asked him. I said, if you could show up around 9:10, 9:15, that'd be great. And I was worried at 9 o'clock he wasn't going to show up, but Billy was very professional, showed up at 9:10, waited patiently in the green room for my yappering to finish. And he came on like a champion, man. It was all about technology. And I had a lot of questions that were answered as best as they could be by Billy. And I would just like to say, as much criticism as we give Upper Deck, I don't ever see anyone from Tops or Panini doing this on somebody else's show. So big shout out to Upper Deck for that. Big shout out to Billy for giving us his time on a Friday when he wants to go not be at work. And he stayed late for work. Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah. He answered a lot of good questions and a lot of good questions from the chat. It's definitely one of those shows you want to rewind or play back. You know what I mean?
Showed us some cool stuff too. Here I got,
Gave us some
yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Are you gonna punch him, Phil? What are you doing?
No, that was a that was
Okay.
one of those. Yeah. Yeah, that does look aggressive. No, that's not how I punch, but
No, that was you being excited.
That's how you punch.
yeah, it was good. It was awesome.
Yeah,
Dave was in Hawaii and he was so committed to Friday nights, he still stayed on, which was great. Yeah.
So it looked like Billy was kind of the only one at Upper Deck. Again, a testament to his commitment.
Yeah.
Stayed late, closed the place down. Now, do you think, because I had this thought, that after you ended, on his way out, that maybe strolled into Jason's office, took a seat in the big chair.
Yeah.
Put his feet up on the desk. You think that could have happened?
Shoes off, right? Kicks him off, loafers on the floor, feet on the desk, lights a cigar. He's like, that Phil guy's not too bad, is he, Jason?
I think we're gonna add a couple of Cheetos inserts to the cup this year.
Yeah. No more poutine cards, Billy.
Which one of your
That's great.
internet's crap?
Why?
What's the matter?
You're both going robot. Now Phil isn't moving. Now he's moving.
That'd be you
It's
then.
probably yours because
Yeah.
he's good on mine.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
It throttles. It throttles.
Now Josh is blinking and hasn't opened his eyes. Okay.
No,
Weird.
the good listener can tell.
The good listener can tell. Yeah. Okay. GP Sports is the official breaking partner of the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast. We're fresh off Ultimate Collection release week and no rest for the weary, folks. Metal Universe coming up this week for the crew at GP Sports. So head to gpsportscards.com to reserve your spots for Wednesday's release breaks. Also, a little pro tip here. Pro tip. I think Grant's been breaking a Whatnot on Wednesday mornings too. So if you want to get early action, you wake up and you got to get some metal. You can maybe try to find him on Whatnot as well. And then I don't know how this kid has this much energy. Well, he's a kid, but
You just
he breaks
answered
on
it, yeah.
Whatnot, and then he breaks for like 12 hours on YouTube after that on the GP Sports Cards YouTube channel.
Grant,
So-
touch some grass. You have to look in. He's more pale every time I see him. Grant, you got to go outside. I'm gonna grab him by the ear.
He's
and drag him
addicted
outside.
to the hobby.
I mean, it's good for us, but how long do we let this go on for? You know?
All right, so check out gpsportscards.com. Very quick, brief hockeychecklist.com update. The 24-25 Metal Universe checklist is live on the site. Working on CHL right now that hopefully will be up by the time you guys hear this. There's just a lot of teams and players to add to that for like the country search and everything. And then doing some background stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then lastly, before we start our show, just a reminder that our show, this show, the Hockey Cards Gongshow podcast, is a Patreon podcast. What, of course, that means is that we do rely on the support and participation of listeners and watchers like yourself. Help us cover our expenses, continue to produce what we hope to be more and better hockey card content, and then fund initiatives, even in a small way, to grow the hockey hobby. Very easy to support us. You can do it for as little as $5 a month. Just go to our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, click on the Become a Patron link, or go to Patreon directly, patreon.com, and search for Hockey Cards Gong Show. There's a link in the show description if you're watching on YouTube or listening on a podcast app. And then finally, in our Instagram, TikTok profiles, we have a link to our Patreon there too. By supporting us, you also get access to Discord. I just had a call with Evan, Mad Dog, our Discord manager.
How's he doing?
He's awesome. He's doing a fantastic job.
He is so he's a great guy. Great guy.
We have some big plans to, help make it even a better community, and I'm really proud of the community that we've built there. There's more and more people coming every day, and the conversations, the friendships, it's really awesome, and couldn't have imagined that, it's worked out as well as it has.
Mm-hmm.
Who does he? Is he going to need help? It's hard to
I don't know.
control a Discord like that. I mean, I'm part of another Discord group with less people and more moderators, like
Really?
the government, like the
Okay.
feds.
Well,
Evan's ex-military, man. He runs a tight ship.
He's structured.
we're not having any issues in there, so I would
That's
say
awesome,
you're
man.
doing great. So
It's amazing.
Probably just jinxed ourselves, but now we're gonna have like hobby drama all over our Discord. But
Yeah.
be drama.
okay, we do have a couple new people we'd like to shout out that have decided to join our community and support our show. Baba Louie, who are they?
Pasco 77. Thank you very much. And
Thank you.
Blaster Collects. Also
Sounds like a
another
digestive issue.
$2.99 member.
Or third
Mike?
person.
Mm.
Hey, my name's Flaster, and Flaster collects. Yeah.
There you go. All right, Baba Louie, you ready for the game plan? Should we get rolling today?
Time for the game plan. Let's go. First off, we're going to jump into surprise. Get to know your Hall of Famers. Then it's Who's Hot in the Struggle Bus Playoffs Edition. After that, we'll get into some hobby news. Following that, evolution in collecting is good, right?
Right?
We'll
Huh?
talk about that a little bit. Then it's new product releases, followed by the Gongshow Mailbag and personal pickups.
Okay, boys, let's get this goat rodeo started with Get to Know Your Hall of Famers. Start. I guess we do it every show, right? That's how we kick it off. We're profiling every single Hockey Hall of Fame player, starting with the very first Hall of Fame class in 1945, have been working our way to present day, And we're in the midst of the 1961 class today. Last time we covered Sil Apps. That would be a tough one to match because he is pretty amazing. And today we're going to look at the life and career of Charlie Conacher. Now, that's another name I've definitely heard, but know nothing about. What about you two jabronis?
Corey Conacher used to play for the Sens. I don't know if that could be a relation. If this man was very
Maybe.
little and hyper, then maybe they're related.
No, I'm
Your kid?
I'm excited to learn about a Charlie Conacher I knew nothing about.
There you go.
Well, Charles William, the Big Bomber, Conacher Sr., lived from 1909 until 1967, passing away at 58 years old. He was a lifelong resident of Toronto. And in a career that lasted from 1929 until 1941, Conacher played for 3 NHL teams, the Toronto Maple Leafs, Detroit Red Wings, and New York Americans.
Yeah.
Conacher was a pretty big dude for the time he played. 6'1", 195 pounds.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Not
Okay.
related to Corey Conacher.
Probably not. Well, maybe. Just hold on a second. Maybe. He was an early power forward and got the nickname Big Bomber for his size, power shot, and goal scoring prowess. During his career, he led the NHL in goal scoring 5 times and then twice in overall points in a season. He was named to the first 3 All-Star teams. That's a mouthful, but I think you know what I mean. And he did win the Stanley Cup with the Maple Leafs. In 459 career games played, Conacher scored 225 goals, accumulated 398 points. And after his playing career, he coached for 3 seasons in the NHL for the Chicago Blackhawks. Now, here's, Phil, where could there be a relation? Maybe.
Okay.
He came from a huge hockey family. 2 of his brothers are in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, wow.
Lionel and Roy Conacher. His son, Pete, played in the NHL as well as nephews Brian Conacher and Murray Henderson. So I don't know, maybe a descendant past that.
Yeah, maybe big family. Conachers.
I guess.
Yeah.
Must be Catholic or something. I don't know.
Mm.
All right. Why should you care about Charlie Conacher? Conacher was named the Big Bomber for a reason. He had one of the most feared slap shots in hockey at the time. In an era without fiberglass sticks or high-tech gear, his booming shot reportedly broke boards or even hurt goalies through their primitive padding. Goalie Tiny Thompson, who we've covered already in this series, once joked he'd rather take a bullet than face another Conacher slap shot. In one game, Charlie fired a shot so hard, it snapped the mesh at the back of the net and sent the puck flying out. The referee initially waved it off, thinking he missed, but after fans and players protested, they found the puck in the stands and ruled it a goal.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Charlie Conacher was part of the legendary Kid line alongside Joe Primo and Busher Jackson. They were all under 25 and became instant fan favorites. Their youthful speed and chemistry changed how offense was played in the NHL, bringing a faster, more creative style that stunned veteran teams. During one game, Charlie was hit in the face and lost several teeth. He skated off the ice and then and had them pulled out completely, stuffed some cotton in, and returned to the game. This kind of toughness made him, of course, a legend in Toronto.
Top notch in my books, baby. That's awesome.
Yeah. In 1930-31, Conacher led the NHL in goals with 31, even though he missed several games due to injury. His scoring rate was so dominant, teammates joked he could score from the train station if he had to. I mean, probably maybe a little funnier in the time.
Yeah.
That joke would fall a little flat today. He ended up leading league in goals 5 times in 7 years, an unmatched feat in his era. An opposing defenseman dreaded playing against Charlie. One infamous tale tells of a defenseman who literally asked his coach to bench him rather than face another rush from Conacher. His combination of size and being 6'1" and being massive for the 1930s, speed and shot power was just too overwhelming. And finally, Charlie was one of the first NHL players to become a true celebrity in Canada. He often received fan mail by the bagful, and women were said to faint when he scored. That's been a handsome lad. Right?
Oh,
After
Charlie.
games, fans would swarm outside Maple Leaf Gardens hoping to see him, and kids across Toronto played shinny pretending to be him.
Hey, boy.
That's what they said. Exactly what. Wow. You got that audio from 1930, huh,
Mhm.
Louis? That's incredible. You are a good producer.
Took a while to clean it up, but I got it.
Mhm.
Oh, I wish you brought some hockey cards back. Baseball cards back if you went back.
Yeah,
that
no
far.
kidding.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You're
would have been
rich.
nice. Just one pack. Just one pack.
All right, let's look at the Charlie Conacher hobby market. Now, his rookie cards appear in the 1933 sets. Remember, there went from no hockey cards to 4 sets in 1933. So there's the 1933 V129 Anonymous, where this PSA 7 is the high selling copy. It sold for $5,750 in October 2021. And the next one I think is an awesome looking card. It says 1933 Hamilton Chewing Gum. PSA 7 pictured. I mean, it's all the same photo. It's kind of funny.
Yeah, it's kind of.
Highest
like
selling
vanilla?
copy went from 2,035 US in October 2018. But again, back in 1933, I wonder how like expensive it was to get a photo taken still.
They still look like drawings, half of them. I can't tell what's a drawing and like is cardophilium? No, cardophilium is drawn, obviously.
Yeah, it's a Simon from Simon. I like to do my drawings.
My
He did
drawings. I like Philip the Hypo better. He could kick Simon's butt.
probably.
Yeah.
Another rookie is the 1933 Canadian Chewing Gum, where same photo.
Great card.
This PSA 7 sold for $28.25 US in May of 2023 is the highest seller. And then now let's just complete the rookie quadfecta with 1933 O-Pee-Chee Series A Conacher. Again, same photo. PSA 6 is the highest selling copy. It sold for $814 US in June 2019. Now, I did find a couple other Playing Days cards that I thought were funny. I'm really loving this 1937 Worldwide Gum set where I think for Still Apps, again, it looks like a little bit of a mugshot there. It's a V356 of PSA 5, sold for $18.25 US in January of 2022. And then finally, the 1937 O-Pee-Chee Series E. Looks like he has like a back pain or something. I don't know.
Back issue of some sort.
Well, it's funny too. It's like people had no idea how to pose for early photos. They're just like,
Well, they didn't smile, right? Remember, like when people started smiling in photos, I think that was odd and awkward. But I think culturally, it caught on.
Well, a lot of that was and you're more of a camera guy than me, Phil. But it was the exposure, right? Like you had to sit there perfectly still for a long time, didn't you?
Well, you can't smile and sit still.
I can't.
No.
Are you guys good at I can't naturally smile for a photo, and my son can't either. We just look
I
like
love it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I can, but what's funny is after a little while, I don't remember what side it is. I think it's this side. It
It's
starts
awkward.
to twitch. It'll start
Oh, okay.
twitching on me. I'm like, stop.
Well, so this Series E from 1937. I think this PSA 7 is the highest selling copy of this card. Sold for $1,136 in October 2016. So a lot of sales from a bit ago now. That, boys, is your Hockey Hall of Famer, Charlie Conacher.
Nice
Good job,
cards.
Dutchie.
A lot of good cards in his little get up.
Yeah, I think we're going to start to get to players that careers start a little bit later now. So they're going to have more cards, which will be.
And
Good.
maybe we'll be more familiar. There's the last few batches. I haven't noticed too many of them. After the original sends, I'm pretty lost.
There's a really big name in the 1961 class. So we'll probably get to him last, but huge name. Want to take a guess?
Gordie Howe?
No.
Well, considering he played till the 90s, I don't think he was elected to the Hall of Fame in 1961. But good guess.
That's a good point, Josh. I made a bad guess.
Same rookie year.
Ooh. Alex Delvecchio?
Nope.
All right.
Who's hot in the struggle bus? We're now through week 2 of the 24-25 NHL playoffs. It's time for round 2 of checking in to see who's hot and whose butt is planted firmly in their seat on the bus of struggle, the struggle bus. Have you guys been enjoying the playoffs at all since our teams got bounced?
I've only watched 2 games, and I
Really?
feel like a bad hockey fan. Yeah, I don't know. I got a bit of a hangover after, no pun intended, because today what I said earlier. But I feel I got a bit of a hangover from my Sens, and I'm not bitter. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm good. I'm good. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. But I just need a little bit, maybe another couple of days. And like I tried to watch the Carolina game last week. Oh my God. I heard the third period was good, but I gave up after like 10 minutes in the first. I wasn't invested.
Yeah.
In it. Yeah, it was tough to watch.
Now,
I've been-
Phil, Louis and I have both been married for more than 20 years. And so we know that when somebody says it's fine 3 times in the span of 12 seconds, it ain't fine.
Yeah, I feel like a bad NHL fan, but
All right.
it's okay. It's fine.
All right, I'm going to start off who's hot. So my selection this week was Kyle Connor. Huge week of honors for Kyle Connor. He was named a 24-25 Gongshow Nobody Cares first team All-Star selection last show.
Mhm.
And now makes who's hot as he's been kind of on fire during the playoffs. In 9 games so far this postseason, he has 4 goals, 8 assists for 12 points. I think that's pretty good. Jets are currently, are they still 1-1 with Dallas? I'm lost,
Yeah.
but okay. In their round 2 series, I'm kind of on Team Jets right now.
As you should be.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you be?
I
They're
don't know.
almost part of your state, kind of.
Well, because Dallas was stolen from us, and we don't like the Jets. So
Mhm.
it's not like the easiest choice, but I'm Team Jets.
I would.
And I want Hellebuck to be good, and I just think because like Connor's very underrated.
A lot of guys on that team I feel are underrated.
Mm-hmm.
Games are so late. Ugh.
True.
Yeah.
Connor was huge in the series against St. Louis. I don't think he had a goal in the first 2 games or even a point in the Dallas series, but he had 12 points in 7 games in the first series. So pretty dang good. And he has the 5th most points in the playoffs when I did my research here. So that's pretty fantastic as well. Yeah, so we're all Team Jets. We know that. And Kyle Connor is a 2016 Young Guns PSA 10, top 1,025. Pretty high, huh?
That's pretty high.
Yeah. 71% gem rate. Well, maybe that's part of the reason. Last sold for 92 US. I don't know. Maybe it's the world catching up on Kyle Connor here, approaching $100 for his Young Guns PSA 10. It's up 7% in the past month and up 23%, I think, in the past 3 months. 52-week low is $38 and 52-week high, check this out, 94. So this last sale was almost right at the 52-week high.
Maybe it's the Connor effect. Just call your kid Connor and he'll be good at hockey.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Are there any other
Unless he plays
Waynes?
in Chicago. Shots
No other
fired.
Waynes, eh? Is there any fame like Wayne Cashman, I guess? That was before. Yeah.
What's the Caddyshack quote? Like, my friend Wayne?
I
think that was Wang, not Wayne. All right, sorry. Baba Louie, who did you pick for who's hot?
William Nylander. So this series, I tell you what, looks like the Leafs found themselves a very determined player for them in the playoffs. As of May 10th, Willie has played in 9 playoff games, 6 goals, 9 assists for 15 points. His 6 goals pace him 3rd among all players in the 25 Stanley Cup playoffs, trailing only Mikko Rantanen and outgolfing Nathan McKinnon. The Hockey Writers, there was an article there that said Nylander's ability to elevate his game during high-stakes moments has not gone unnoticed. His consistent scoring and dynamic play have been crucial in Toronto's postseason success, earning him recognition as a clutch performer in the playoffs. Now, adding a unique little flair to his playoff run here, Nylander has attributed part of his success to a little superstition. Oh, shoot. I forgot to put that picture in there. Since game 6, if you haven't seen it, go online and look. Since game 6 against Ottawa, he has worn the same chestnut brown double-breasted suit before each game, believing it brings him good luck.
Okay. Might stink, but
might, But
Be
if
looking.
he's clean when he comes in and he's
Fair.
showered and when he leaves, I mean, it's all good. The fashion choice has coincided with his scoring streak, making it a talking point among fans, and it's been in the media plenty. Ugly color, but I guess he can rock it. Anywho, William Nylander is a 16-17 young gun with a PSA 10 pop of 1,677 and a gem rate of 63%. The last sale was March 9th, where there were 5 cards sold that day, and they averaged a sale price of $137. Now, the 52-week low on this card was 70 USD, and the high 52-week high was 215. Now, it was crazy. Out of these 5 cards, I mean, there was a $200 sale, a $70 sale, a $90 sale,
Are you sure that's March 9th and not May 9th?
May 9th.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
No, that's okay. Because it would, the idea that one hadn't sold in 2 months would
Yeah.
be.
Yeah, that's crazy.
My bad.
Okay.
But yes, May 9th.
Is it fair to say that okay, here's a question.
Okay.
Amongst established players, has anyone's stock risen more in the past year than William Nylander?
His stock has always been high though. I think he could score a lot of goals in these playoffs, and not his cards aren't going to go crazy. They already are pretty high, aren't they?
I feel like though, like when going back a couple years ago, when you talked about the Maple Leafs and the hobby, it was very distinctly Matthews and Marner, Matthews and Marner, Matthews and Marner.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that hardly anyone would say that anymore, right? It's Matthews Nylander, Matthews Nylander. Like there's no, is it?
I wouldn't even say-
I think it's all just part of the same crap pot, man. I disagree with you. I think it's always Nylander. I'd say Tavares is off that list. No, you like Toronto Maple Leafs. You want a player collect? Tavares seems pretty cheap. No one cares about him. Nylander is always part of the mix. So I respectfully disagree.
Well, I would actually. Matthews is always there, but he hasn't been like, oh my God, lately. I mean, I'd almost say Nylander.
Are we talking about
Marner.
cards? Are we talking about cards or the hockey game?
Well, both. Yeah, but mainly cards.
Okay, cards. No,
Okay.
Nylander.
Well, then it's Matthews. Yes.
Nylander, Matthews, and Marner's. The three amigos to me.
Well, and I know Marner had a really good year, and so this isn't about throwing shade at him. I just feel like
no, go ahead.
That the pecking order has changed a little bit, where Nylander's number 2.
Well, it goes back to like that whole popularity contest thing we were talking about in our Nobody Cares thing too. You know, Matthews is always going to get his cards are always going to be up just because of the whole popularity and how good he has been. But I think Nylander's playing as good as ever, and I think his card should be worth more than it is.
I'm gonna go back to the NHL Faceoff series. Did you ever watch that, Phil? I mean, all jokes aside.
No, I don't
you
like
should.
that. I don't like behind the scenes stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not a. Yeah, I don't know. I've never have like, oh, they're following the team. It'll be great. It's a documentary. I'm like, I don't know.
So, like, you didn't watch The Last Dance during COVID at all?
No.
Wow. Okay.
I tried to, and I it seems like regular people acting to me a little bit. You know, like they know the camera's there. You know it's there. So it's not as raw and guerrilla camera work as you think, you know. Put a hidden camera in and don't tell them. Yeah, there'd be a lot of charges, I think.
Yeah, there you go. It does give you a sense of their personality. And
yeah.
And I think because he was basically featured by himself for one whole episode, that it really made him, it got to, people to kind of see who he is and what he's about.
Cool.
And like there is and again, it's probably staged, but still, I mean, it works on, we're pretty gullible as people in that series where he's like driving around and pulls over to a rink and there's kids playing and he grabs his skates out of the car. and goes and joins them on the rink. And
I'm gonna say he's never ever done that again,
probably not.
or did that
But-
before. Yeah,
but
but it's
very
still
smart,
cool
though.
to see, right? Like
Yeah.
it's still, if you can turn off that part of your brain. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll be okay. Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
How many times have you said everything?
I don't
We
know.
need to bring out a. Actually, I would love to do. I don't
Need
know
a
if anyone
shot of
else would like it.
adrenaline.
I know. Yeah, you're dragging, dude. It would be great to get a psychologist and like pay them to watch like the last 20 shows and then come on and psychoanalyze all of us.
That'd be interesting. Be a knock on the door. It'd be some type of services from the government. It's okay. We just want to talk. We just want to talk.
I wouldn't make it 5 minutes without crying, I'm sure. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Phil, who did you pick for Who's Hot?
All right, here we go. Who's hot? Evan Bouchard. Had to pick him. Bouchard's racked up 4 goals and 7 assists for 11 points in 9 games, channeling his younger league colleague, Cale Makar, like he's skating through the Rockies with the flow to match. With 2 power play goals and an assist, he's quarterbacking the man advantage like a neighborhood shinny legend at your local hockey pond hockey game. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
He got the game-tying goal on April 27th. Yeah, I know it was a little bit ago. Draisaitl scored the winner in overtime, but Oilers fans cheered louder than a Calgary Stampede crowd. Little dig there. Firing 28 shots in 9 games, Bouchard's bombing pucks like a kid eating Timbits on his birthday. His +3 rating means he's paying proper attention to his main priority of defending. He's also logging 26 minutes a game, 26 minutes a night. Clearly, this Ontario boy has had some high glucose maple syrup gas running through his veins. It's the kind of sauce we take up here in Canada. After 32 points last postseason, his 11 points this postseason has fans buzzing like they're at a hockey night in Canada watch party in a Saskatoon sports bar. A little foreshadowing there. Here's a fun stat, boys. He hit 99.62 miles an hour on a slap shot, and he has 14 shots over 90 miles an hour. I had no idea Bouchard had such a big bomb from the point. Did not know that. So Evan is a 2018-2019 Young Guns with a PSA 10 pop count of 725. Last one sold on May 7th for 71 America bucks. Only one card has ever sold for over $100 in the last year, so not forever, just this last year. And yeah, that's Evan Bouchard. He's my pick. Pretty good stud.
Playing good.
Isn't he like 24 or something like that? Because he was on our Nobody Cares All-Star teams too.
Yeah, he
he's
looks
still
like
pretty
he's
young.
40, but
Yeah. He's got more facial hair than you do. It's crazy.
I wouldn't go that far. But yeah, he's got he's the same.
I didn't
age
say
as
back
Brady.
hair. I said facial hair.
Well, I'd still argue the point. Yeah, my good pick.
All right. Well, I got Kobe looking at the turkeys and oh yeah, I said your name in the backyard. And just as the turkeys are walking by, the struggle bus is pulling up here too. And walking on the bus, and who do I see is our good old friend and struggle bus veteran, PLD. Pierre.
You're picking on him a lot, eh?
Oh. Well, in 7 playoff games this season, he has a mere 2 assists and no goals. Averaged 17 minutes time on ice so far. He's been centering the Caps' second line, playing with Connor McMichael and Tom Wilson.
Ooh.
Wilson, on the other hand, has been probably be a Who's Hot candidate. He's
yeah, go Tom Wilson.
Oh, Louis. So you're not Team Wilson, I assume?
No.
What? You're crazy, dude. He's a
Do you think he's
gamer.
dirty or something?
I'm crazy. I'm just crazy.
No, I want to understand like what your beef is.
He's an ass.
Oh, he's great. He's awesome. He plays hockey the right way.
Oh, okay.
He's not dating your daughter, Louis. He's a good hockey player.
Is he?
I love Tom Wilson can date my daughter or son. I don't care.
Yeah. Which one? You have hundreds.
Tom Cole.
You
Okay.
date him. What are you? Who are you
I would
kidding?
absolutely date him. I'm ready to switch teams. Let's go.
Okay, now overall, in fairness to PLD, 24-25 was an improved year for the 26-year-old Washington forward. He did improve from a very disastrous 16 goals and 40 points the prior year with the Kings to 20 goals and 66 points. And of course, as you already alluded to, Phil, we have made our PLD jokes here before. And I think while his all-around game has been okay this postseason, I feel like at this point we can say that the dream is over for the elite goal scorer in the NHL, right? I mean, when you've flamed out on 4 teams and it's considered a success in all the articles that I read that you had 20 goals,
Yeah.
you're just
Yeah.
it's not going to happen, right?
I don't think it's going to happen the way the hobby community wanted it to happen.
Yeah. Because he was a pretty big chase a few years ago, right?
Oh yeah. But I mean, isn't he on the second line? I don't understand why he's not producing. Like, he's not on the third line, is he?
No, he's centering the second line with
Yeah.
Connor McMichael and Tom Wilson.
Yeah. Okay. That's what you said. So don't the numbers and is he hitting a lot of posts?
Not sure.
I don't know, man. It seems like the opportunity for big point production is there deep in the playoff. Well, moderately deep in the playoffs. Second line on one of the best teams in the NHL, playing on a team with the greatest hockey player of all time, top 5.
Yeah.
You'd think.
Greatest goal scorer of all time. Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. PLD is a 2017 Young Guns PSA 10 pop 446. Just a 47% gem rate. Last sold for $30 US on May 8th. Yep. Down 3% in the past month. Down 37% in the past 3 months.
Bad design year too. I bet you if you did like a 20 years rookie cards, like 2017 is one of the worst years for
maybe
ugly.
What do you think, Louis? You a fan of this design or no?
Not really, but it works it works. Believe it or not, though, it does work with him in that uni for some reason. But you get some of those other cards, other guys with different jerseys on and stuff. It makes the card look worse, I think.
Do you think, you know how Billy sometimes says, oh, that card didn't produce the way it looked on the screen? Like there's a bit of a miss.
Yeah.
Remember like the first year doubloons where Billy was like, oh, you guys don't understand. I'm like, no, they still look good. But when they came out the second year, I'm like, oh, I can see your vision. And then even the third year more so. Do you think something happened with these cards? Like they forgot to, since I'm a technology expert now, do you think they forgot to C98 silver foil tip the Young Guns silver something, you know?
I love it when you talk technically, but I just think it's a bad design. It's kind of the blue back. There's like two levels of background. It's the middle level that I like. If they just had
something's missing.
Part
it's like 80% done or something.
Yeah, or what if they didn't have the blue thing at all?
No, there's something wrong with the Young Guns. It's not like the black between the G and there's something it looks like 80% done. Do you think they argue in the hallways? Like if Billy did what did Billy do the cup one? Chemical composition? Is that the one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think whoever did 2017 Young Guns are like, yeah, Billy, at least I didn't do chemical composition. And then Billy's like, are you kidding me right now? Everybody knows 2017 is the worst year for Young Guns. You're lucky you're not fired, Travis. Like, do you think they have arguments like that?
Probably not.
Oh, okay.
That would be fun. I wish I
would. I'd throw that in your face. I'd throw that in Billy's face. Yeah, you did chemical composition, bud. Back of the bus.
Well, it's definitely not one of my favorites, but I hate to bash on it too much and make my brain say I completely dislike it since it's Nico Heischer's Young Gun too, and I got a handful of those. So
you're jaded.
Yeah.
The 52-week low on this card is just $23. 52-week high is $58. So not a lot of PLD steam in the past year. Baba Louie, who did you put on the struggle bus?
I put, oh, captain, my captain, where is the captain? Jamie Benn for the Stars lately. In his 9 playoff games, Ben has only participated with 1 goal and 1 assist. He had 1 shot on goal in the May 9th game against the Jets. So is this going to be the end of the more than a decade run for Jamie Benn as he does become a unrestricted free agent this summer? And it sounds like head coach Pete DeBoer thinks Wyatt Johnson would be a great option to lead the group next season.
As captain or just more of
as captain?
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Wyatt Johnston? I mean, I don't have a reason why he wouldn't, but he's pretty young. That'd be wild.
Yeah, I just write down what I see, bud. I don't know if it's
Just
right or
report
wrong.
the
but-
news. I know.
Me, forever haven't been a fan of Ben myself. And I was watching the game against Colorado, and I believe he should have received a penalty for this blatant cross-check to the face of Nichushkin in Game 7 against Colorado, where he should have got more than the double minor he received. Mr. Wonderful Ben is a 2009 Young Gun with a PSA 10 pop of 130 and a gem rate of 34%. Last sale was May 10th for $190 US. 52 week high has creeped all the way up to 250, and the 52 week low was 76.
He was
Okay, Philip.
he was big in Canada, man. He was a clone of Rockets, I think. He was just pure goal scorer back in the day, you know.
Yeah.
Well, even a few years ago, he popped in 30, 40, if my memory serves me right.
Yeah, he was
Pretty
good
good
when
year.
he came
Dallas
into
2
the
years
league.
ago.
He was a good player, but I don't know what the heck happened to him. He just, not that I care, but the last
I don't know. He's
5
like a guy
years,
that-
just
He seems like he has a personality where he like peaked in high school, you know. I always thought of Drake Batherson like that. I feel bad because he seems like a nice guy, but that's all right. There we go. My guy's worse than your two guys. I promise you that.
Wow.
I'm picking on an old guy though, too, just like Louis is. So yeah, Jordan Stahl. I'm gonna keep it simple. 8 playoff games played this year, 0 points.
Ooh.
0. Not even an assist by accident. I know he's old, but come on, man. Like 17 minutes total ice time this year and centering a line with Seth Jarvis, and you can't get a point? I'm going to pick on him a little bit. So I don't watch a lot of Carolina, so I may be completely off here.
Nobody
But
does.
I have old man Giroux on my team, and he's still got some jam here and there. Jordan, J-Dog, what's going on, brother? Brother Stahl. Imagine he pops in a few here and there. It's scary to think that we'd have one of the most boring, lame Stanley Cup finals possibly of all time with Vegas and Carolina. So I kind of don't want Jordan to get a goal. Coach Brindamore really seems to trust Jordan Stahl in the power play. Jordan Stahl has a whopping 5 seconds on the second power play unit. That's actually true. A witness who was at the game, I saw an interview. They said it went down like this. Sebastian Aho was coming off for a quick change during the power play and tapped Stahl on the shoulder. And Stahl seemed really excited, more excited than usual because he doesn't usually get ice time. So he leaped onto the ice, and then all the arena heard was Brindamore scream at the top of his lungs, "Jordan, what the hell do you think you're doing? Get off the ice immediately." Jordan was clearly visibly upset, but he understood the assignment to win the hockey game, so he better get off the ice. And that was his 5 seconds on the second power play unit. I don't know, man. I just thought 0 points in 17 minutes a game is pretty crazy. He's a -1. Maybe he's just kind of trying to float through and get through this last year. I don't know. But he's a 2006 Young Guns PSA 10 pop count of 130. Last sold on March 15th. I double checked. It's not May. It's actually March 15th for $90 American dollars. So picking on an old guy was easy. But yeah.
For
Yeah,
both
Yeah,
of
when your
us.
captain has 0 points, that's not good.
No.
All right, so this week for week 2 of the playoffs, we had Kyle Connor, Willie Nylander, and Phil's pick Evan Bouchard on Who's Hot. And riding the struggle bus was PLD, Pierre-Luc Dubois, Jamie Benn, and Jordan Stahl. Slap Sharks is a Gongshow partner sponsor. We are very thankful for their support of our show. The current Slap Sharks weekly eBay auction is live. Ends like every week this upcoming Thursday night. Another banger, boys. More than 4,000 cards available to bid on this week. And there's many, many big cards too. I know one that Phil has his eye on. Maybe he'll preview it today. Maybe he'll be secret Phil. I guess we'll have to find out.
If I preview the card, you know I'm not going hard at it. Sorry,
Yeah.
Hobby. I love you, but you know.
Well, I saw that card and I'm like, oh, Phil card. By
Yeah.
the way, I'm getting to know you, buddy.
Mm.
You want to check out the auction for yourself, so head to slapsharks.com, get those favorites marked and maybe some early bids in. And us 3 amigos. I was going to call you guys.
Have you guys that movie's amazing, by the way.
No, I was going to call you guys the other day and like I was going to plan it. So when I said us 3 amigos, where we would do the, what is it?
Yeah. Hey. I love that movie. Big fan, huge fan. They're real. The guns are real.
I haven't seen it in many. Does it hold up or is
Oh
it?
yeah,
No.
totally.
Oh, it
I
does?
laughed
Okay.
even harder. Yeah, I watched it a couple years ago. I died. I died.
You a
You
fan,
can come
Louis?
over and watch it, Josh, because I haven't seen it. So at least I know
Oh.
you've watched it. So at least I know there's a movie you'll watch. So
Yeah, there
yeah,
you go.
let's
Well,
watch.
Yeah,
there's
we have to
there's
watch
about
it.
18 minutes in. It gets a little bit scary, Louis. Just have the remote ready for Josh to
I'll
stick
give
it.
him a blanket to throw over
Yeah.
his head.
Stop. Well, us three amigos, we each picked out a couple favorites. We're going to highlight for you now. And we voted. And to no surprise, I was named the best looking. So I will go first.
Sounds like one of those political votes where
If you're the
nobody
best
does.
looking, why am I on the
Obviously.
cover of December in our Gong Show calendar? Wouldn't the best looking guy be for December?
No, because that's my birthday month. It was me.
Well, you look the best as Santa, maybe.
Ooh.
Oh.
Not anymore. Not anymore. Louis is like half the man he used to be.
It
Literally.
looks the same to me on camera. I get a
Ooh,
camera adds
shots
50
fired.
pounds, I guess.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
Okay.
Okay.
Louis, stop crying. My first pick is the 2019 Upper Deck Clear Cut Cale Makar Black Amber rookie auto. I will be the first to admit that I do not. I'm not the biggest clear cut guy, just in general. Now, like the new Outburst ones are cool. I get it, yeah. But I dig these black. It's anytime you've got like solid black background with the white. Is this a paint pen? The gold paint pen? Is that what Billy said, Phil? Auto on there.
He was tight-lipped about the pen room. He wouldn't go too far into the pen room, yeah.
Very disappointing. Now, I do gotta give major criticism to Upper Deck. Because everybody knows how I hate how breakers put the sticker over the top of the card. To have UD do this and basically cover some of the card, naughty. Stop it, please.
Well, where are they supposed to put it, or make the sticker smaller?
Put it on the cover part of the back, not the front, right?
What is covered? Just more on the front, yeah.
Maybe there's less
I
on
can
the back,
see-
more on the front.
I can see the sticker on the back through the card. So what you're saying is, with the majority of the sticker, put a little more care when you put the sticker on. Is that what you're trying to say?
Put it on in the front first.
Don't
Make
get the
it
intern
pretty.
to do it. Yeah.
Good idea. Like it.
Great card.
Then, yeah, I really like this one. And then I picked a 2016 O-Pee-Chee Platinum Austin Matthews, sorry, Phil, Retro Gold Rainbow Rookie at a 149 PSA 10. These are just such nice cards. And this is, again, a card where the photo just does not do it justice. The gold and the retros for 2016 Platinum really pop. It pops. It hits you. Hits you hard.
Great year. It's a great year.
It's kind of bothers me. He doesn't have a mustache. I would love to maybe like.
Do you want me to draw one on for you?
He couldn't grow one then.
Yeah, maybe not.
He still barely can.
Yeah. Maybe. Which cards did you pick, Louis?
The first one is your favorite clear cut, the 2022 Steve Yzerman clear cut tribute autos, super short print, sick card, sick auto, which I'll touch on a long time later from now, but like the card, like the auto, like Stevie Y, so why not? Next card, 22 Upper Deck Premier Wayne Gretzky Slap Shots Auto Legends. I just like kind of the live fire to shot picture they took they used for this card. Yeah. It's a lot, we don't see much of that anymore. So
can I I have an opinion on this card. I want to see if you guys agree with me. A design opinion.
Okay.
Awesome. I love everything about this card except for one thing, and it's the Oilers logo behind his signature. Why couldn't they put that in like the lower right-hand side of the card? I'm talking about the Oilers logo, like behind his skate a little bit, and then just have a white background for Wayne's auto.
I like this.
Oh, you do?
Well, yeah, because I also don't mind the credentials. Is it the credentials cards where there's that logo behind it and they sign over to the top of it too?
Sometimes I think so, yeah.
Yeah, the biggest one we always talk about is the 2015 Cup, where all the McDavid RPAs. It says like rookie underneath
That's-
it in the
Oh,
option.
yeah.
That's like 80%. That's like 50. Like someone
can't-
forgot to change the opacity, you know?
I can't stand
Oh, yeah.
that. I know what you're talking about there because you can barely see it. But I think this is faded enough that you don't really notice it.
Yeah,
Your
it's
opinion
just
is wrong, Josh. Your
No.
opinion is wrong. This
Thanks,
card,
Phil.
any nice Gretzky, I've noticed over the years, anything over $1,000, that's a nice Gretzky auto, usually gets a few hundred over 1,000. If this card sells for under $1,000, good listener, if you don't have a Wayne Gretzky auto, but you always say, "Oh, I would love one day to get my Wayne Gretzky auto," this would be a modern day, like premier or ultimate card that the design is very nice, and this would be one of them, man. Oilers uni, you see his full last name on the picture. On his arm, you get the 99. It's beautiful. This if you're in the market for a Wayne Gretzky, this gets you in. Anything under if this sold for $1,000, that's a great price. I think so.
The one I was thinking of, Josh, is the Credentials 23-24 debut ticket access auto
Oh, yeah,
where
yeah.
they sign at the bottom. See, now those ones are in color, faded, but in color, so they stick out a lot more than this Gretzky one does.
Mhm.
But I can see
It
what
is-
maybe distracts some people, but me,
Some people might like the effect of the signature over the logo too. I mean, I'm not discounting that. I just like my signatures on clean backgrounds.
There you go.
Phil.
Yeah. All right. I apparently I'm on this new Silver Outburst kick, and Dustin Wolf's a really cool goalie, so it's not much more than that. And it's pretty cheap. It was only at about $90. Obviously, it's gonna go for way more than that, but keeping my eye on it moderately because I'm talking about it. So I already have a Mitchkoff Young Gun Silver Outburst, so I'm kind of a big deal up here in Ottawa right now.
Humble brag.
Yeah. I don't even know why I bought that, but I'm like happy one day, and then I'm like, I should trade it, and who knows? So yeah, let's complicate my life. Let's add Dustin Wolf, super cool name, great goalie, little guy, jumps high, Silver Outburst tech. My boy Billy explained it all to me, so we're good to go. Next card.
Calder candidate.
Yeah, he's not gonna.
Yeah, finalist.
I love these cards, and I know they come in gold, and this is the first one I've seen. This is a bang for your puck. It's a great insert in 2024 flagship series. Ooh, I should know that. I think it's 2. And big fan. Bang for your puck. They come they come in the golds out of 10. This one is 8 out of 10. It says 1 of 1 in the description. I'm sure that was a mistake.
Because
guess
it's a jersey number.
What's that?
Jersey number.
Yeah,
Jersey
but that's,
number.
it's a,
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I don't
1
know
of
why.
1 for jersey number. Sure,
I
fine.
don't know why I copied over.
I'm
the
a 1 of
101.
my mom says I'm a 101 in the world too, you know. Like,
Thank God.
yeah, there you go. I made another half one, but he seems two negatives made a positive in my family. So yeah, big fan of this card. I'm not going for it. Just thought I would showcase it. That if you have a favorite insert out there, double check on hockeychecklist.com if it comes in a short print version or numbered version. Sorry, not a short print version, a numbered version. And these cards are great. This picture does no justice. And it's almost like they used an old picture of Makar because he looks pretty young in there.
He does, yeah.
Bang.
All right. Why are thousands of cards each week in the Slab Sharks auction? Well, that's a good question. I know the answer because they make Canadian hockey card collectors' lives easy when they want to sell their cards on eBay. Because Slab Sharks does all the work. All you got to do is submit them via or via, however you say it. They're simple to use app or portal, or drop them off at a card show with your local rep, and then you're done. When I dropped my 3 cards off at the expo, I literally just handed Slab Sharks the cards. They asked me my customer number, which I won't give you, Phil. I know you want it. You want to know it.
Get out of here.
And then that was it. I just walked away, literally, and like, oh, I'm done. Okay, great. Plus, your cards get included in the biggest and bestest hockey card auction on the planet. If you have not tried Slab Sharks yet, you can sign your cards. Now's the time. Good as time as any. So for complete consignment info, including payout rates, head to slabsharks.com and you can get the process, however you say it, started today. Either one. They do accept process or process. We checked on that.
We did.
Hobby news.
Hobby news.
Hobby news.
Did you guys see this whole Atlanta thing?
Ugh, gross. Go ahead, Josh.
So led by auto magnate Vernon Krause of the Krause Sports and Entertainment Group, is preparing a formal pitch to the NHL to add a new expansion team in Atlanta. Apparently, they've got like an arena sorted out and doing all that stuff to, make a legitimate bid. So the question, of course, is 3 times the charm for Hotlanta. Now, if we recall, the OG Flames spent 8 seasons in Georgia before relocating to Calgary.
Georgia.
Then they had a 12-year run with the Thrashers before becoming the Winnipeg Jets. And so you have to ask yourself, well, what is going to be different this time? So Gary Bettman chimed in and said he thinks the population growth to about 6 million people is a big factor. And here's a quote for him. He says, I think it's a different place than when the Flames and Thrashers left in terms of how big the city is, how robust it is, and the sporting interest. I don't think the prior 2 visits have any bearing on whether or not we would go back if all of the other pieces that I referred to are put together. So apparently there is genuine interest on the part of the NHL as well to put another team back in Atlanta.
There's interest in Gary Bettman to put a team back in Atlanta and rich people that want one there, but come on.
Yeah, there's also interest in people that take pictures of their number 2s in the washroom and they have clubs. There's lots of interest for lots of weird things in this world. This is the silliest thing I've ever heard in my life. Sick of it.
Yeah. Have you guys ever thought, like, I don't know if it's like this in Ottawa, but there are certain, like, I've lived in my neck of the woods now for 25 years. And there's certain places, like in really robust, like business centers, like around where we live, where there is a building that's had restaurant after restaurant after restaurant for like maybe in the past 25 years, like 15 different
Yeah,
restaurants.
they just
in
don't
that
work.
building.
It's haunted. or
Yeah,
something.
and so like we'll be driving by and we'll see like opening, Buckaroos, right? Restaurant. I look at my wife and I say, how could they possibly think after 10 places have failed here in the past 15 years that we are going to be the ones to succeed?
You're talking the one by me?
Well, yeah, the place that was Nachos or whatever,
Yeah.
that one. And then there's that one in we're getting way inside in Apple Valley that's been like a million places.
All the people listening, I think, have a location that listen, overall it's a terrible idea. That city does not support hockey, and there's 2 franchises down the crapper, like you said. So it didn't take me long. I looked it up. That city doesn't support losing franchises. Hawks and Falcons attendance has been down in the last 7 years. I looked it up today. And the ECHL team, the hockey team they already have, the Atlanta Gladiators that play in Duluth, they're the worst attended team in their entire league, significantly lower than all the other ECHL teams. So yeah, stupid idea. I legit don't even care if it works after 10 years and they build a culture in Atlanta, blah, blah, blah. This is a spit in the face to Hamilton and to Quebec City. This is just like everything else in this crappy part of society right now. It's obvious it's about the money. It's obvious it's about TV revenue. Like
it's media market size. They're so obsessed
with the 6 million people. Who are the ones having kids, man? The people that are going to buy hockey tickets? Probably not, dude. Probably not. I don't think that's happening in Atlanta, Georgia right now. Pumping out a bunch of families that love hockey. Yeah, I don't think so.
They're a baseball city.
It's not like it hasn't happened once before. Oh, wait, it's happened twice. There's a culture in a city. Of course it can change. You can just keep hammering away and force the change eventually. Why not go to a city that welcomes that change? It would just, or part of it's already cult. Why don't go to a city that already has hockey part of its culture? It's ridiculous. Atlanta Thrashers, get out of here. It's so stupid.
Well, my number one choice would be for the NHL to bring back the Nordiques, right? That would just be my sentimental choice there.
How is it not? Sorry, Josh. How is that not a financial good move too? It's just not as much money,
I think
right?
It's like the Canadian dollar.
It does. If the dollar was 85 cents to your dollar, it wouldn't matter. I still don't think it would matter. Yeah. It's I don't get that part of when we were kids. Yes, companies made money, but they also lost money, and then they got in the boardroom and they talked about how they can make more months, more quarters where they can make more money than lose. Now people get fired if you still make money. You just didn't make as much money as the other guy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, you have to maximize it. Like, I mean, what do I know?
You could put another hockey team in. I'm using us as an example, but you could put another hockey team in this state, Minnesota, and get more people to go to that than you would get probably in Atlanta
first. And
Yeah, let's get out.
I don't even think that would matter. We still fill it up.
Yeah, we still always sell out every game.
That's good.
I
can't stand this topic. This it annoys me big time.
Well, here's the thing, though. It's like, on face value, the two most logical choices feel like, now that you've talked me into it, I just had very low awareness, like Hamilton and then Quebec City, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they seem bound and determined to put a team in the United States. So if that's let's say that Gary Bettman calls you, Phil.
Okay.
And you're sleeping, you wake up and
would you stop? You woke me up one time. Okay, fine. Go ahead. I'm sleeping. Gary wakes me up.
Gary wakes you up. And he says, Phil, you have to put a team in the United States, but you get to pick the city. Where do you pick?
Miami?
Yeah, maybe.
Miami?
Well, is it?
Oh, yeah, they need another team.
How far is Sunrise from
hour?
Hour.
Oh, I thought it was further than that.
See, I don't think there's a logical choice. Like, there's not a slant, because the choices seem to be Houston, which just feels weird because it's like a billion degrees there, and this is hockey, right? Like, all the time. And there's like no like winter sports legacy at all to that city. Or do you retread in Atlanta? Do you retread in Arizona?
No.
I probably would have said Salt Lake, but they got a team. Seattle just got a team. Vegas just got a team.
What about like up?
What Oregon?
Your map. What about your
Portland?
Maine? You're up right.
Maine?
Tiny populations in New England.
Yeah. Like Massachusetts area, and
well, they already got.
They're passionate.
Full. Dude, you got.
Yeah, man.
I know, but you got New Jersey, Boston, New York. I don't know.
Philly. All I know is Atlanta's not the place I want to. No, enough. Even when the Thrashers came, like, okay, like, try something. Yeah, it doesn't work. Stop. It's just it's money now. Think later. Oh God, I hate that. Such a loser mindset.
For an option again, Madison maybe, but it's so small. I almost wonder if LA.
Well, Hartford.
Too small, I think. I mean, very tiny population, but could LA support two hockey teams? It can support two of everything else. They have two basketball teams, two baseball teams, two football teams.
Please no.
Put it in NorCal, and they'll be tougher. Don't they say live in SoCal once, but you got to leave before you become too soft, and go to NoCal once, but leave before you come too hard? Not in your pants. I meant like personality. Why, is there babes up there? Okay, let's go to NoCal.
The only saying I know about Northern California is the Dylan Thomas quote about San Francisco is, my coldest winter was the summer I spent in San Francisco, right?
Is that like a play on? I thought San Francisco's beautiful.
No, it's got crappy weather.
What? San Francisco?
Yeah.
I thought it's beautiful. Like, isn't it a bay city, or?
It's just kind of like dreary and not
is that the people?
Warm.
Oh no, I thought that's the people. They're all like,
it's we've talked before, like, privately, where California is like it's like a continent. I mean, there's every climate in the world. There's desert, there's lush forest, there's beach, ocean. Yeah.
My vote's for Kentucky.
Really? Okay.
Sure. Yep.
Churchill Downs.
Should have let Mexico keep California. It sounds like it's giving you guys a lot of problems. Why'd you take it from them? Or why'd they give it to you?
No, I will not argue that for me ever. I will never argue that.
Okay.
Next story. I don't even know what to make of this, so I want to get your guys' opinions.
Mm-hmm.
So PSA recently announced, and this story comes from .com, that they're bringing back the ability to set a minimum grade requirement. Well, how do you say it?
I don't know. I feel like Darth Vader every time. You shall be quiet.
So PSA announced they're bringing back the ability to set a minimum grade requirement on future submissions. This option is available for value plus service levels and above. So basically, when you submit a card, you can say, if it doesn't get this grade, then I don't want it graded. And then you have the option to either have it encapsulated as PSA authentic or just returned to you raw. Now, the interesting thing though, is that you still get charged for grading if you do that. So this is where I get a little
What?
do some
charge
mental
less,
gymnastics.
though. Less.
No. Full boat.
So they want to do less work for the same money. We're not going to make it as a civilization. We're eating ourselves. Is that what they're doing?
Well, if you want your
think
card
I did.
graded, and I don't want this card, this is a 8, 9, maybe it's a 10. I don't want this card encapsulated.
Yeah, but they don't have to.
7.
The less labor is introduced. There's less plastic, less materials.
Yeah, but it's your choice. If I send this card in and it doesn't get a 7, I don't want it in a slab. Just send it back to me. Yeah, I paid for the grading.
Oh,
What?
Okay.
Because they're going to send it back in a 7 or an 8. I'm going to crack it out anyways.
From a company point of view, they should offer a bit of a lower discount, a cheaper price. That's all I'm saying.
Here's why you wouldn't do that. And the logic behind that is, in a way, you want to encourage people not to do this, because you're grading 1.5 million cards a month, and any special process, like, you have to think, like, at scale like that, like adding a new tweak or wrinkle can be massively problematic when you have to pump millions of cards a month.
Why are they doing this now when they're backed up? They're backed up now, months.
Well, apparently it got eliminated during COVID because of the backup.
Okay.
And now they're trying to, I guess, balance giving people the option. But like, my thought was, well, if you didn't want it graded, why not just have it graded and encapsulated? Because it almost protects it on the ride back home, and then you can crack it. But maybe people aren't comfortable cracking their own cards without damaging them. Yeah, definitely not as good as you.
I don't have a
That's for
problem with saving them the money, I guess, and not encapsulating and doing that. I'm the guy that orders a hamburger and I don't want lettuce, tomato, and onion. Just don't give it to me. Save it for the next person. I don't have them bring it to me and then just throw it away.
No, I know what you mean, Louis. I'm just, as a business owner, this cheeses my butt. That just like, it's like, ever since I started my own business, marketing and advertising looks very different to me. It almost looks like lying. When COVID hit, you don't think I, as a company, took full advantage? Of course, I'm an opportunist. I took full advantage and used people's fear against them and to get more work. If I'm doing that as a little, small, tiny business in Ottawa, what is a big corporation with lawyers and boardrooms and way smarter people than... I guess I took this as a deeper meaning, as like, wow, you're a company, you're going to make... How can we make more money when doing less work? I got an idea. Let's give the customer an option to not slab their card. Genius. They'll do it because they don't want to crack the slab. I just see through the BS, and it's a good thing.
I get what you're saying, though, but here I'll go back to the scale thing, though. Sorry, I cut you off. That was
no, I cut everybody off. Go ahead.
No, but I understand what you're saying on face value. Sometimes, though, having experienced not anything to the scale that they are on, is sometimes it is more work actually to do something out of your normal process, right? Like, they have to set up processes to be able to move cards so efficiently and so fast.
You mean logistic-wise, like...
Yeah, like when you add a detour, even though you're right, they're not using the plastic, they're not encapsulating it, but because of it's not just the same old, assembly mill thing,
line,
it can actually be more work.
I'd say
what feels like less stuff.
I'd say at the beginning, but you give me PSA's bankroll. I swear to God, the only reason I don't have 10 million in the bank is because I just need a bigger bankroll. It's just a formula. It's just a decimal point. So once that process is, I agree with you, Josh. They'll like throw a bit of a wrench, work 20% harder for a week to work less harder for 8 months, 30%. So sure, like it's levels to the game, right?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Brad Hartland will chime in and let us know. So, Brad, if you're listening, help solve the good stuff.
Brad, Phil, would you?
No, No, it's good. It's good to know.
Oh no,
you
I
what
know,
mean?
I know. Brad and I have had great talks. Yeah, we agree to disagree a lot. It's okay.
Yeah.
Not a lot, just a little bit.
Okay, who added the
I
Buffalo
did.
story?
I did just for the heck of it because he was one of us for a time. So
Aw.
yeah, Buffalo Sabres hire Stanley Cup champ as a special assistant to their GM Kevin Adams.
Nice.
Eric Stahl retired in 2023 after playing his last season in Florida. He spent part of his career with the Wild, the Canadiens, and he played his first 11 season with the Hurricanes, who did retire his jersey number 12. Though his time playing in Buffalo was a brief stint as a player with the Sabres during 2020-21, he left a lasting impression on the organization, and it expressed to them admiration for their organization. The Sabres had made a notable front office addition by hiring Mr. Stahl to be, like I said, Kevin Adams' assistant. His new role is what they're saying. It's going to cover a whole bunch of things, but he'll assist in hockey operations, player development, and both amateur and professional scouting. From a hockey operations standpoint, they say the move signals that Buffalo is doubling down on leadership, and Stahl's influence could maybe, hopefully, please be their turning point. So
They need to do something.
Yeah, I like this move. I like Stahl. I mean, they know their hockey. It's a hockey family.
right, yeah. Why not bring somebody just fresh out and see what he can bring? Kind of like a
he could be hanging out with a brother one day in like a year and be like, "Hey, I brought him with me," and like it's a 2-for-1 special. Maybe bring the dad.
sure.
Yeah, there you go. Let's talk about evolution.
Hmm.
One of my favorite topics. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all three of us have changed, I think, in some big ways and small ways, how we collect in the past year. I've been thinking about, or as I've been thinking about how I want to build my collection moving forward, I've been doing a little bit of reflecting on, I guess, my own personal evolution. We'll call it that. And I've definitely noticed changes too on how you two knuckleheads approach the hobby. So I thought we would this is stuff that I think we've mentioned in passing a lot, like drive-by kind of stuff. And I thought it would be maybe fun, hopefully fun, to have a proper conversation about just kind of like where all of our collection, the I guess the way we approach the hobby, like how that's evolving, and talk about if that's like good or bad. I assume we'll all sort of think it's good. And so I've come up with a number of questions I want to ask you guys, just based on my own curiosity, me observing you over the past year or so. And then if you want to ask me questions, I probably won't answer, but you can ask. Definitely. Okay, so Phil,
Yes.
this is for you. I'm going to ask you and Louis this. In one sentence, how would you describe what you collect at this point?
So I'm going to answer now.
Yeah.
It's a long sentence, but it's grammatically correct.
Okay, good. Thank you.
My hockey card collecting has evolved from focusing primarily on the Ottawa Senators players to cautiously including a few select players from other teams, balancing my passion for set building and visually appealing cards with a mature emphasis on acquiring cards that retain their value for potential resale, leveraging my extensive experience to make informed purchases.
It's like you wrote that applying for a job. That was beautiful.
Yeah, that was good. Hey, yeah.
Okay, so I have a bunch of follow-up questions on this, and then we're going to get to Baba Louie. Don't worry about that.
Okay.
So, I feel like when I met you, you maybe identified or maybe didn't, but you were known as the Brady Tkachuk guy.
Yeah, still am.
Yeah, but not as much though, right? I mean, yeah, obviously still there's nothing about him that you don't like anymore, but
Correct.
It seems like in the past 6 months, especially, you're buying more other cards than Brady Tkachuk cards. Like there's now a little bit of Jakey Poo, right? Jakey Poo.
Yeah. Well, I feel like you have a second question coming up, and I'll explore that more into that. But to graze over it, yes, you are correct. The problem is, I don't want to reveal too much of my second answer, is that I like higher end cards of my player collects, and Brady is as modern as you can get. When you get 95% of the cards, I don't want to just sit around and click eBay Brady Tkachuk highest price all the time. So I want to be part of the hobby consistently, right? So I'm that's all I'm going to say right now. I have a really better answer for your second question.
Okay.
Mm.
Do you ever feel it gets boring, like if you just focus on one player too much?
Yes, that's okay. So I'm just going to answer your second question without
Okay.
you asking it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So my big collecting shift changed about 2 years ago. It seems more for you to 6 months, but it's more refined. Okay. So it's hard to just collect one player because it gets very boring, as you just said. So I tried to spread out. I tried to complete the entire set of Parker's Champions, and that was a blast. But I also knew deep down that it was a silly quest because I'd lose my mind. So
Mhm.
I venture away from my player collect Brady Tkachuk. I focus on a whole set of Parker's Champions, and this is kind of how it went down. So I keep telling myself a lie. I'm going to complete the master set of Parker's Champions. And then I go, okay, never mind. I'm going to complete a modified master set of Parker's Champions. Okay, forget that. I'm just going to do the colors, the golds, and the rainbows, and the legends, and the speckled achievements of Parker's Champions. And then, forget it. I'm just going to do the color and rainbow and legends. So now I have a problem. Crap, I'm stuck with all the rare, pricier gold cards that I picked and the speckled achievements. So I wasted my money, right? So as my collecting is maturing and evolving, it's on the other end, it's not mature because I'm spending money frivolously on a quest that I've missed quested.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So I'm trying to refine my new way of evolved collecting. So I'm using that experience to try and teach. I'm trying to use the lessons that I taught myself of the past and apply them with my new evolved collecting ways today. So yeah, on a long and to roundabout answer, it got boring collecting just Brady and Alfredson. And then, yeah, okay, I pick Jake Sanderson. And then what? I just buy all the high expensive Jake
Mhm.
Sanderson cards and I just keep waiting again. That's why I dove out to Parker's Champions and Crosby and make a small McDavid collection. And I'm having fun doing it. Yeah, because I can use my experience. I know I'm not going to go buy a sticker auto McDavid third year for $1,500 and flex that around and have people awkwardly be like, "Yeah, man, good job. What'd you pay for that again?" You know?
Mhm.
Now, as you were known as the Brady guy, there
Yeah.
had to have been like one point or a first point when you had a choice that there was a really nice Brady card that maybe you already have a 1 or 12 of because we know you. And you chose not to buy the Brady and chose to buy another card from another player instead. That has to have happened, right? And I'm just curious if it has, like, how you felt. Like, did it feel weird a little bit?
So it has happened, and I still feel weird to this day. So I have a Cup RPA Brady Tkachuk problem buying thing. So every
Yeah.
Cup RPA I see, I don't care if it's a napkin patch for 1,500, I'll buy it. Like I just will. I can't. I think I have like 18 or 19 now. So it's kind of cool to me, right? Like I have 20% of the market, like in my silly, like then that's just ego. That's a flex. It's like so I know that about myself, but that's a healthy ego to me. I don't mind being silly in a silly hobby. So I bought a Brady Tkachuk 2-color Cup RPA. I did the opposite of your question, and I didn't buy a Crosby Exquisite. I didn't put that money towards it, and I regret that.
Yeah. You
I
do.
absolutely regret. Yeah, it was the Crosby was overpriced. It was like 3,500, and the guy was like, "Oh, I'll go to 32." I'm like, "Dude, the comp for this is like 2,600. Like, it's not even a nice Crosby." So I was kind of based on those principles. I didn't buy it. I regret it. I should have because I'd have it, and I don't care if I overpaid for that. I have it, right?
Yeah.
So now I just have a regular 2-color black and white Brady
Your
number
19th
14. Yeah,
Cup,
like who
yeah.
cares, right? Like I'm not like that was a waste. But I thought that was a win at the time. But
Mhm.
it still haunts me to this day, yes.
Well, now we're gonna loop and weave Baba Louie into this a little bit too, and similar to you, like Baba Louie, and people may not know this, but your collecting journey, as everyone likes to call it now, started very much off like Phil, where you were the Kirby Puckett guy forever and ever and ever, right? And you had hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Kirby Puckett cards.
Yep.
Now, he played in a different era where there wasn't patch autos and parallels and refractors. So it was all the base cards from the 80s and 90s, basically.
Right.
But and you kind of have sort of, so you're very much a player collector guy, right? Is that how you would describe your collecting or no?
It kind of seems to be that way. Yeah. I mean, now.
Yeah. And your first guys were, it seemed like Madonna and Broder. Is that correct?
Right. Yeah.
Court of
Well,
law.
see, the funny thing is, though, is it was Puckett, and then it was with hockey, it was everything. Didn't matter what.
Oh,
And then
really? Didn't matter the player?
No, and then I revamped how I was doing it because I was just grabbing stuff, and I didn't have any, yeah, they were cool, but I didn't have any like feelings, if you will, for the cards.
Yeah.
So that's why then I ended up pumping the brakes on that, sold a bunch of my cards, and just focused on, at that time, then Madonna and Broder, and then still the Puckett cards.
And that was at the Fall Expo, right? Where you basically sold
2 years
to
ago to
Sylvan.
Sylvan. Yep.
Yeah, your whole collection and started over. Now, do you regret that at all, or do you think that was a good move for you?
No, I don't regret it at all because, like I said, those cards didn't mean anything to me. And it was awesome to see him take them. This was right when he was, I don't even think he was doing the dealer thing on his own, but he was still doing his Slab Sharks thing. And he was, he was taking cards for me and grading them and selling them at shows or putting them in Slab Sharks. And no, I have no regrets whatsoever about any card that I sold to him.
Okay. And then, so you started then at that point with Madonna and Brodeur, and then you've added, the Heischer thing, right?
Yep.
And anyone else? Why am I like?
Well, I have a question, Louis. What
Yeah.
made you like? I remember what made me. Brady Tkachuk had nothing to do with the Sens. I like Brady Tkachuk without the draft. Even half the city wanted Philip Zadina, and when I knew we had a chance at Brady Tkachuk, when Montreal didn't take him, oh my god, I was screaming in my bedroom. I couldn't believe it watching that live. Because when Tkachuk played on the under-18 team with Quinn Hughes and Norris, I'll even throw that. He was amazing, and I loved the way he played.
Mm-hmm.
He always stuck in my mind. I'm a huge Keith Tkachuk fan. It just really worked out for me that Ottawa drafted him. I couldn't believe it. That's why I'm a massive Brady guy, because I've been following him when he was with the University of Boston after the under-18. He was just top notch. So do you have like a Nico Heischer moment like that, or was he on the Devils already and you just like the way he plays? How'd you come to that guy?
It was when I finally got this other app where I could watch all the games I wanted to. I went back and started watching the Devils, and just I'm
like, who is that guy?
17, 5 years deep into his career now, but when I started watching him, but I just liked the way he played, and I thought he brought something to the table as an exciting player. I started looking at his cards, looking at pops and stuff like that, and they weren't super high, and I just thought, well, what the heck? I like the way he plays. It's fun to watch.
It's all you need, man.
Let's branch off from Brodeur and Madonna a little, because I don't want to get burnt out with them like I did with the Puckets.
I get bored sometimes, man. Like I haven't looked for a Daniel Alfredson card in like 2 years. I have them all. What else? Like,
right. And that's how I am with the Puckets, though. You and me, or me and Puckett, you and Alfredson, you had to have every card.
Every card. See, every card. I'd buy all the lots and go through them, and that was fun. I have no regrets, none.
No,
maybe
I don't.
A little bit of money I spent, but
right. And I don't have any regrets doing that with like the Puckett cards, because I wanted every flipping card that he had. But when I first started doing it to when I got back into it 4 or 5 years ago, it wasn't as fun just buying every card that I didn't have, because all I had to do was go online. Oh, I don't have that. I don't have that. I don't have that. Click a button, buy it, get it, look at it, like it, top load it, throw it in the box with the rest of the Puckets. So that's why I'm picky with what I'm picking out from him, and strategic's not really the word, because I'm just trying to be smart about what I buy Madonna Brodeur wise, even Heischer wise now. I don't need every card, but I like, O-Pee-Chee Platinum, the marquee rookies. I want every one of the marquee rookies. That's not every card, but I'm trying to stick to a certain way of doing it. It's got to be numbered. It's got to be autoed. It's got to, or else
You have your rules. You have your Louis rules.
Right. Exactly. So,
Josh, you have a Pavel. So you're on the cusp of a Pavel Datsuk PC. Like, aren't you kind of on the hill, or is it Zetterberg? Isn't it one or the other?
Yeah, well, I like Datsuk, but so I'm actually I don't consider myself a player collector.
That's what I know that. That's why I brought up that player, because you tend to. I mean, we just had our Ovechkin Crosby conversation, right? You're not a player collector.
Very emotional.
Yeah, it was a tough one, but we got through it.
Here's
ahead,
how I would describe to you how I collect. And this is something that I probably always knew, but I never really thought through for myself until recently. Is I'm more of a card collector, but I like to collect those cards for a handful of players where I'm most comfortable, where the legacies are set. Right. So I like the Yager, Lemieux, Gretzky, but more the modern guys. Bure, Datsuk, Ovechkin, Crosby, and that's like why McDavid, I think I get a little gung shy on him, because I just don't feel in my mind that his legacy is set, where I don't like stressing out that I'm going to spend a whole bunch of money on a player and their career is not going to pan out. And then those cards are going to be worthless down the road. And I'm not saying that that's going to happen with McDavid, and so I just have I don't know how many it is. I've never counted, like 8 to 10 players, where when I find cool sets or cool cards and I can match to one of those players, I'll go ahead and buy it. And that makes me happy. Like, I've tried really hard to be a player collector with Kaprizov, and I just can't really do it. I can't get myself, I dabble.
Really? Well, if you can't do it with him, brother, you're not a player collect.
Yeah, you're a good Kaprizov dabbler collector, though. And,
Like I'm an opportunist, but I've never had a Young Guns. Never had a base. I've had the tributes, and I have the acetate, but I've never had a base Young Guns for Kaprizov. I have 0 autographs. Don't have a single RPA or patch auto of his, because I just can't get myself to spend $2,000 on one for him. It's like I would rather I'm more comfortable getting a Gretzky Essential Credentials for $2,000.
Yeah,
I just you know what I mean. That's where my mind goes, and I'm more attracted to sets like the jambalayas, or that's the kind of the drug for me.
You're an insert guy.
Finding and then having that crop of players that I again feel like, honestly, beyond when you're talking about current players, beyond Crosby and Ovechkin, who again I think their legacy, they can never play another game again, and their legacy doesn't change. Right? It's like their all-time great top 10, top 15, however you want to argue it, players. Beyond them, the only person that I'm reasonably confident, I'm more confident in Makar's legacy than I am McDavid's. Let me put it that way.
Whoa, what? I know what you mean. That's a very
Makar has a Stanley Cup. He has Norris Trophy. He has Calder.
I'm just saying, you caught me. That's a big statement, man.
I know. And I'm not anti McDavid. I love McDavid, but
no, we feel the same about that. You're not a champion if you don't win a championship. I don't know how else to say that. I don't know how. And hockey's a team sport. It's not. Yeah, okay, fine. Other guys have did it.
The greatest players of all time, they elevate their team. They will their team. They don't. Their team wins because of them. They don't lose despite their team. Right?
They go to their general manager and they say, "I hate to say this, but you're gonna have to trade that Leon guy and get me 4 other centers."
And a goalie. I mean, you see now Pickard gets hurt and Stewie Skins cruises back, and it's like, oh shoot, Where
Yeah.
and again, I don't want
Stay in
to.
your net, buddy. Stay in your
The
net.
McDavid conversation is a lightning rod, right? And I get the other perspective too. So I'm
You
open
can't
to the
argue it though.
criticism.
No, you can't. If someone wants to go blue in the face, hoot and holler, it's not. It is an opinion, sure, but there's a big matzo ball hanging out there, and it's called Stanley Cup. Sorry, there's not much you can do. There
Mhm.
isn't. McDavid never wins a cup. His cards aren't gonna be as full of pedigree and panache as someone else's. As
Yeah, I
McCarr,
mean, right, wrong, or indifferent, we celebrate champions,
Mm-hmm.
right?
you're gonna
That's
have to
the
talk to someone. You're gonna have to talk to someone who was alive, right? And be like, oh, I thought McDavid, like, oh, he was the best player in the world. It's like, yeah, Grandpa, but he never won a Stanley Cup. Cale McCarr did,
Yeah.
you know.
And I think you already covered this, but I just want to. So you still consider yourself first and foremost a Brady T collector? Phil?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm a player collect at the end of the day, 100%. Even though I have like many completed, I have many completed old sets just sitting in boxes I don't even look at. I always look at my Brady cards. Always, every Sens game, I grab my Brady binder and just flip through it and have fun. And so, yeah, I'm a player collect first. Brady Tkachuk, Alfredson's my biggest. Everyone thinks it's Brady, but Alfredson's my bigger by far because I learned from the Alfredson. I didn't buy every Brady Tkachuk card. I'm trying to get every rookie card. That's scratching that itch, but there's like 518. So I don't advertise that one.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. How do you describe you as a collector, Louis? Like, if you had to say one sentence, here's how I collect hockey cards.
Now I'm always just on the hunt for something off the beaten path, different, something that's not seen a lot.
Mhm.
You know, it might be new or older, like an insert, but I've set boundaries for myself now, and you know, I have to try to stay within those lanes and make it's got to be a worthwhile purchase, just not it's kind of cool. But
I think we should, good listener, also talk about this with your friends, how you collect. Sharing best practices is a great way for all of us to have more fun.
mm-hmm.
Right? So if you made a bad purchase, don't hide it, man. I don't. Josh doesn't. Louis doesn't. We laugh. Like, look at this bonehead move I did, right? And my mistake, Josh and Louis can learn from. So talk to your friends. Don't try and one up your friends as well. That's part of the hobby. It's fun. It's like give them the gears, right? Remember, someone got upset because Josh and I were making fun of each other at Chateau. That we love each other. That's part of the shtick, man.
Yeah.
So, you know, talk about your bad purchases just as much as your good ones, and share your wins and your losses, and we can all learn from it and make the hobby better, tighter, a stronger circle.
Well, you love me.
Sure do, buddy. Especially when you're sweaty.
Oh. Okay.
So gross.
Well, and I do like that you said that, Phil. And you know, Louis and I both went through something very similar. I think I was just a little bit before him, where I went through a point, especially starting the show, and where I was, you know, we were studying every new set, and I got totally caught up with the shiny new toy syndrome.
Yeah.
Where I spent like a year and a half buying everything,
Yeah.
and then I had, when you sort of like reflect and tallied up at the end of the year or whenever it was, I'm like, I've spent a ton of money and I don't like any of these cards. What am I doing?
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I feel like I just
You're
wasted
learning.
so much.
That's what hopefully
learning,
you're
right?
learning.
That was the thing. And then over the last year, and I don't mean this in terms of like I made like the best buys or I'm going to be so rich or anything like that. But I look back at the cards I bought and I'm like, I really like my cards. And that's like I'm like, I was kind of proud of myself in a weird, dorky sort of a way.
No, it's good.
Right.
You're hobbying well.
Yeah. It's like, oh my gosh, I've now have a collection I'm somewhat proud of for me. Right. Just it's like I look at, there's 10 cards I bought in the past year that I really, really like. And Louis, I think you went through something very similar to that, right?
Yep. And I tell you what, it got me to look at them more. And I will still say I'm not a huge fan of them. But when I pulled a lot of my cards out and put them in that top loader binder, and I was kind of forced to just look at them.
Look at it.
That showed me that as I'm flipping through these cards, I wasn't getting very excited. Like, what I'm doing isn't what I should be doing. Yeah, it's not working. Now, granted, some of them were from opening boxes, but I bought the box, not specifically that card, but it just wasn't doing it for me. I just want cards now that I can look at and appreciate, not, oh, that's a dumb card. Because you might as well just get rid of it. I did that again a second time here a few months ago. There was a bunch of base stuff that I got rid of, but there was inserts and decent good players. It was still all the top guys with inserts and regular cards that I ended up selling to somebody because I didn't care. They weren't something that I flipped through. So why?
And you can sometimes you sell a card or trade a card that you kind of a little bit maybe trader's remorse or buyer's remorse, and you got to learn from that too. So that's good, Louis, that you maybe got rid of some cards. Was there ever one you kind of wish you didn't maybe?
Nope.
No, that's good, man.
No, and I tell you what, it's so different from when we were young. I didn't know, we didn't have adult money, but
no, paper route money was lame.
It was so fun trying to obtain that card you wanted and having to get something that your buddy wanted to trade for.
Yeah.
Versus just going and buying the card nowadays.
Yeah,
every day is Christmas, man. When your friend gets a card that he likes and he's so excited, that's like watching your family get a present that you gave them, or I don't know, man. It's our hobby is just like little mini Christmas explosions all the time, and disappointments. A lot of Grinches out there.
And I will tell you, I've had to buy things that I really don't want, but I needed them because, like you said, you do it too, and I've been dabbling into the whole reigniting the set collection thing. Well, there's some cards that I don't want, but I'm already this deep into it. Now I got to finish the set.
Oh, that's the worst. I know that's why I use my Parker's Champions. I'm like, why did I oh God, I know the money I've spent. I have to finish the rainbows now, and I'm so angry. They're the cheapest ones too. I'm like, I'm missing like 60 of them. I just don't even care, but I can't leave it alone, just stares. I'm watching a movie. I just see the binder yelling at me on my bookshelf. Like,
Yeah. And I used to be just a base set guy, just collect 1 through 600. Well, now I've done the whole, 23, 24 O-Pee-Chee Platinum, base marquee.
You're a premium collector now, Louis. You can't go back. You can't unwind the tape, brother. You are a premium collector.
Hey, I thought I'd be done after marquee rookies because I'm like, well, now I've completed that. I'm like, that's cool. Buddy. But no, now I want to get all the showmanship inserts and the sweet selections and photo driven and all that, So
chasing the dragon,
if you guys got those, anybody got those ones just laying around, I'll take them.
Master set collector.
Yeah. No, you never get high like the first time. That's the problem. We're always chasing.
But I am stopping. I am stopping with the 23. Is it 20? No, 22, 23 Parkers. I only got 4 more legends to get, and then just that base. Nice. It's all done. So I'm not going any farther with that.
To me, I think the theme and what I have enjoyed about this conversation is, and I guess the message, if there is one, is that it's okay to evolve and you should evolve, right? That's, I think, the way to stay in this community and hobby for a long time, is because there is so much to it. Like if you only collected Brady Tkachuk cards, like I just think there would be a shelf life to that, Phil. Or
look at good friend of the show, Anthony. I can't believe we're just bringing this up now. What has he just decided to do? Felix Potvin collector will only ever collect Toronto Maple Leafs Felix Potvin cards. That lasted him, 3 years?
Yeah.
He couldn't take it anymore, right? He's bored. So now he's included into the fold all Felix Potvin cards. And now he's having a great time again, right? He's on the dragon. He's flying around. Yeah, what do you got there? So Anthony is a great example of someone who's evolved and matured in his way of collecting. He didn't just go the other way and say, nope, every other Felix Potvin card's not good, right? He's not doing that. He pivoted and he's enjoying himself. That's not hard to do. That is hard to do. It's hard to change your ways, but change is good sometimes.
Exactly. You got to evolve, because you can get, like I did, like we all know one other person, it's the burnout. And that can be just like I said, going online and I don't have this guy's card, I want it, buy it, buy it, buy it. Then you get buying burnout, and then it's not as fun anymore. You have to with one single player. I mean, if you're going to go online and buy cards, make sure it's something that you're going to appreciate, not just throw in a box. Like, I'll say it again, I'm super, super picky, especially when it comes to like pocket cards, because I have 900 different ones, and I could have 1,500 tomorrow if I wanted to of just base insert goofy stuff, but nothing that would make me happy. So
Yeah.
Mhm. All right. Good talk. Was this
Good
a?
talk.
Should we do more stuff like this? You think?
Yeah, for sure, man. This is what we do normally. I guess we just do it on air.
I guess. Okay.
That's more of how we talk, like with us and on the phone and
It's
stuff.
real people.
Real people.
yeah,
Not
I'm
that we are
really
real people.
I'm really this Carter Saskatchewan guy. Don't know if you
Yeah.
guys know him. Yeah.
Mhm.
No, never heard of him.
He's really throwing a wrench into my
He likes Fleer a lot of
collecting
time.
prowess, though. He keeps sending me stuff, and I'm like, oh, that is sick. Oh, that is sick.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, I might like those. I'm like, oh, who knows? I don't know who. Hey, evolve.
Mhm.
That's all as long as you're not bored, we're fine.
There you go. Good talk. New product releases, boys, is brought to you by our good friends and partners at Mint Inc. Mint Inc. is the spot in the Greater Toronto area to get everything you need for your hobby enjoyment. We know they have all the new products, hobby boxes. They also have boatloads of singles. You can submit your cards for grading, consignment. They have breaks after dark, supplies, memorabilia, and a bunch of other collectibles. They have a Batman hat that Phil can't try on.
Yeah,
He got in
Johnny
trouble.
told me to put down.
Mhm.
It's not for
Mhm.
sale.
And of
Then
course-
don't put it out.
Everything is available online too at mintinc.ca. Now, today we're not going to send Phil to random places in Canada
Oh, thank
to
God.
stress the fact that Mint Inc. can ship the newest releases anywhere in the country at mintinc.ca. Sorry, Phil. I know you're very disappointed.
No, I'm
hope-
extremely happy. That's like the worst bit for me.
I need to rant.
You need
Oh,
to you
yeah.
need to adjust and refine.
No, I need to rant today.
Oh,
instead.
rant. Oh,
Mm.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm
rant.
gonna
Go ahead.
climb up on a soapbox for like 2 minutes and
But then
I
it's done.
apologize in
Then it's
advance.
done.
But
Get it off
That's
your chest, but it's over after that. You don't ruminate.
yeah,
Oh,
we need to talk about tariffs for a second.
get you
Ah.
up here.
Yeah, I know. Yay, tariffs. And remember, we're political Switzerland in the show. It's not about politics, but I do want to talk about the real impact that these tariffs are having on people and businesses in our hobby. And frankly, it sucks. Just gonna say it. Can't say more clear than that. I want to skip ahead for a second we're gonna go through Metal Universe 24-25 next. And at the end of going through the set, we always talk about pre-sale prices. So I'm going to skip ahead for a second and let you know. So Mint Inc. right now is pre-selling 24-25 Metal Universe at 165 Canadian. If you compare that to the US, right now it's 120 US. So you're like, well, I don't know, depending on the dollar rate, whatever it is. So I did my currency conversion of 120 US dollars, and it currently converts to 167 Canadian. So it's $2 cheaper in Canada. And this isn't a math show, but I think that's right. That's with a 25% tariff. Now, this next part, I want to talk specifically about Mint Inc. And this comes from me and the Gong Show. We weren't asked to say this or anything. It's important for people to know. There's a giant S sandwich being eaten right now. And like in the case of metal, and I'm pretty sure Mint Inc. is taking the biggest bite out of that S sandwich to save you, the collector, right, from having to eat an S sandwich because
Say poop sandwich.
Poop sandwich.
Poop sandwich. Okay.
All right. And it's not just them too. I know other shops in Canada are really feeling this. And I don't know if you guys caught, but Johnny was on Sports Cards Live, Jeremy Show last night, not complaining, but explaining the impact that tariffs are now having on hobby businesses like his in up there in Canada, down there. That was weird to say that here, but technically you're south of us. I know that a lot of him and a lot of other shops in Canada are really feeling it right now. Listen, I'm a capitalist, and I kind of a little bit libertarian, right? And like, Darwinism, right? Survival of the fittest,
Yeah.
figure it
Can't
out.
take the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Coexist.
But that's like, I don't know many businesses that can be like, surprise, here's 25 hit to your bottom line, right? Then you have no control over.
That's bigger than my margin. I'd be
Yeah,
out of business.
where I mean that's a huge impact. And like the case of Johnny, right? He said last night it's not just him, he employs 30 people, right, that work at Mint Inc. And so I think it's just important that, for us to get out there that it is an issue, and people like Johnny are trying to, I'm sure for some inherently, business interest reasons, right? Not trying to turn their customers off, but also trying to protect maybe their customers, and a little bit are eating a giant poop sandwich right now. And it's really, really affecting them. And so it's like, well, what do you do about it? I think, first of all, maybe acknowledging it. Maybe when you're at your local card shop, if Mint Ink's your card shop, or you go someplace else at a different point in Canada, just asking them how they're doing, right? And, there's not a lot of, we're so used to now our world being swallowed up by major retailers, Walmarts and all those, where to the large degree, the local card shop is still a local small business. And these people, I think, again, I'm a capitalist, right? But I think it would be sad if card shops went away. And I don't think that that's a risk or anything, but I just think acknowledging that they're kind of eating a poop sandwich right now. And then maybe, I don't know, if you have money or you have to like buy a single or something that's not tariffed from them to benefit your collection. I'm not saying like donate money, but that, maybe can give them a little margin to pay the rent, that sort of stuff too. And I also am not trying to, there's times where they make a lot of money, I'm sure, because, that's the goal of any business too. So I'm not trying to be over the top with it.
Well,
but I just think
supporting your local business is more the message than just help your hobby shop, maybe a little bit. I don't know,
Yeah.
And we are part of the hobby. Well, I mean, it's so I talked tariffs a little bit with my local LCS out of the box, and okay, the wax sucks that it's going to get tariffed, and it is being tariffed. Here's a spin on it. What sucks even more for me? I cannot buy wax, no problem. Buying top loaders, buying one touches. That crap is what's going to cheese my butt. That extra 25% on top loaders. I'm glad I have a lot, but it's the accessories for me more so than the wax. I mean, like we have lots of cards that are raw, and we just need penny sleeves and this and that, and a few bucks here, a few bucks there. Oh my God, it takes forever. It'll cost a lot.
Yeah, and I just think, again, the easy thing to do would be to pass the pain to the customer. And so I'm proud like that we are aligned with good people like Mint Ink that are eating the poop sandwich right now. I mean, and I'm not happy for them. And again, it's like they also do wonderful things. Like we were at their trade night at the expo, and I heard from Johnny that they were able to donate 5,000 to the Mackenzie Health Foundation as a result of that. So not only, they're being charitable, they matched every donation. They're trying to get a 50,000 total to their foundation by the end of the year, and they have a big golf tournament you can check out in the fall, and they've committed to 100,000 Canadian in donations or in 5 years or less. And so they're still trying to do great things, and I think ultimately they'll be okay. But it just really, the whole tariff thing really sucks, and I hate the impact that it does affect real people, and it's really out of their control. But so rant over.
Well, also to segue a little bit into, do you guys know the Hudson Bay Company? Do you know that?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, it's a big, well, I mean, it's a very storied company. I won't go into that, but we'll say it's just a big department.
Like one of those 130-year-old companies.
Yeah. Pelts and villages. Anyways,
do you buy a lot of pelts?
No, I would excel in that environment much easier than this environment. But anyways, I digress. The Hudson Bay Company in Canada is officially bankrupt and closing its doors. So for all my super tough Canadian counterparts, my elbows up, people, stop shopping at Walmart and Costco and go clean out the Hudson Bay Company. You get crazy discounts if we're going to be Canada first, even though a Canadian company doesn't own Hudson Bay Company. But let's pretend, the liquidation started at the end of April. So if we're going to be a patriotic country, let's put our dollars to donuts. Stop shopping at Walmart and Costco, right? Because we're Canadian first. Go to your local Hudson Bay retailer, as they have liquidated prices till the end of June. So if we're going to be Canadian, let's be Canadian and not use words, and let's do some actions. Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
So I thought I would bring that up.
All right. Anything else you guys want to add, or can we get on to metal?
Yeah, that's my message. Yeah, but good job on Johnny, man. That's he's passionate about that. He protects his customers and his staff, so he is eating that poop sandwich. That's not just lip service; he's actually doing it.
Gross. But yeah.
Oh, you know what I mean. Lip service isn't talking.
No.
You
25 Metal Universe comes out this Wednesday. Another big release. And the checklist is now live on hockeychecklist.com. I think it's fair to say the last couple of years of metal haven't exactly resonated with people to the degree that 2020 did when it relaunched, when everyone went crazy for it, and PMGs were back and people are going nuts. And we've kind of gone through the reasons why a bunch. And I had heard going back a year or so ago that Upper Deck was sort of retooling their approach to metal, starting with this release. So I was really excited to see how it was going to shake out. And, you know, so I think like what they've tried to do is stick to the kind of the core metal principles, but pulling back on some of fan favorites like Jambalayas are not in this.
Good.
Right. They're getting a rest a little bit, you know, tightening up the set a little bit. And I think too that, you know, the one thing about metal that determines whether you're going to like it or not is you have to understand what it's all about, right? It goes back to 90s basketball. It's sort of the vibe of metal is space civilization meets futuristic meets industrial, right? I mean, that's not something that appeals to you. I don't think metal ever will. In that regard, you probably won't ever like it. And it's mostly noted for parallels and inserts. So like the PMG or like trippy, spacey inserts. You do get autos in metal, but there's stickers. There's no memorabilia. It's not a relic set.
It's it's like if Blade Runner had a PG card set, this would be it, right? Yeah.
So, all right, let's kind of break it down, and it really broke it down into base set, inserts, and autographs. The base set is smaller than last year, and this is a trend that we're noticing with 24, 25 releases. So there were 200 cards in the base set last year. They basically had 100 veterans, 50 stars, and 50 rookies. They combined the veterans and stars into just 100 veterans and 50 rookies.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that.
Yeah, so the base set was reduced by 25%.
Listen, man, if they do 100 card base sets or 150, you'll breed new set collectors because there'll be more recognizable names, cleaner, tighter, and maybe it'll be more enticing for our little humans coming into the hobby, right?
Yeah.
Good job.
What do you guys think of the base design?
Beautiful.
Love it.
Big fan.
They went with a little bit of a color match to the team too. So every player will have, like here we're looking at Jason Robertson. So there's a little bit of a green highlight to the background of the card. And that changes depending on which player that you look at. Oh, one of the things I don't want to forget mentioning is if you are into metal, at the end of Friday Nights with Phil, Billy spent what, 10, 15 minutes?
Oh, yeah. We didn't even say that. Yeah, go ahead.
Like he's showing all, like he had them live, holding them up to his camera. And if you want a sneak peek of what the cards actually look like in person, you probably the only place you can see it. And so I would highly recommend.
Broke my heart today. I was on Facebook, Upper Deck. Listen, man, I'll make. Oh, nice, Louis. Upper Deck made their Facebook ad for the cards, which is nice. They actually did it before the release because usually they do it 2 weeks after. The comments are, oh man, you know what? On Friday Nights with Phil, we're going to start. If you want to leave nasty comments on Facebook for the public domain, keep tuning in to Friday Nights with Phil. We're going to have some fun with you negative Nancys. We're going to do some prank calls. We're going to do some DMs live on air. And we're going to ask you to really explain why this company is going bankrupt. Like there's one, like this company is going bankrupt. That was a comment when they showed their metal cards. Oh, you people. Anyways.
So, Louis, I'm going to ask you to do a little bit of, thank you for the comment, but I think there's something really fun to illustrate here.
Mm-hmm.
Do a little producer magic. So everyone, if you're watching on YouTube, sorry if you're listening, but Billy's showing the microfibers insert that we're going to cover in a few minutes. Look at it. Louis, can you find the slide of the Upper Deck preview? And I want people to see the difference of what these actually look like in hand.
Yeah. It's not even the same card.
Versus,
yeah,
I think it's a McDavid. Yes, sorry, I know you're doing this on the fly.
Oh, that's fine.
You saw Josh live were you watching when Billy was showing those cards?
Oh yeah,
it was incredible.
Look
it doesn't even look like the same card.
Mm-mm.
No, it looks a million times better in hand. And so that's why I wanted to stress the point that I made a minute ago, that if you are a metal fan and you want to see what these cards actually look like, be sure to watch the last Friday Nights with Phil, because Billy did a really nice review of them.
There is a way to take the picture the way Billy is showing it there with the depth of the card. I should have asked him. A really important question is, why does the marketing department take flat matte type pictures for the advertisement? Wouldn't, like, if I was the owner or president or high manager in Upper Deck, wouldn't you want your product to look the best it could? Like when you see a commercial for a hamburger, it's not a gray hamburger. It's a juicy, succulent, delicious.
Well, it's not even real food. Like it's all like,
yeah, it's all fake. It's not even, but look at this microfibers. You got that from the Upper Deck. Like,
yeah, the cell sheet. Yeah.
That's a head scratcher, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think what these are, because remember, these come out months before the set comes out. So these are probably like prototype renditions.
The PDF of it. Yeah, the PNG or PDF of it. Oh, good point, Josh. That's a good point.
Okay, well, let's continue with the base set. So again, the base design is different highlight colors to match each team. It gives all the cards that little bit of a color match vibe. Now, each group has, so both veterans and rookies, does have a not a ton of base parallels. There's the purple Spectrum FX out of 199, and then there's the PMGs. So again, the reds are all numbered out of 100, but there's really 90 because the first 10 are the green, right? We know that about how PMGs are numbered. And then there's an additional gold 101. Do you guys like the PMG design this year?
Yep.
I'm a traditionalist and a card snob. I only like the original PMG design, and that is the only PMG for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, I avoid all of the variations. And
okay, let's switch to the insert. So this is like where bros like me, where our blood pressure starts to rise in a good way, right? And I'm just gonna come on and say, like, what I've seen so far, I pretty much like them all. I'm been a fanboy on metal here a little bit. So here's the microfibers we just showed. These are 1 in 75 packs. Again, they look 100% better in real life. There is, though, and this is what I want to see, is there is a gold out of 10 parallel of those.
Oh, that's like my puck bang for your shot thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bang.
The next one is silver shots, and this is again more of a common insert. Phil's favorite guy, Dylan Larkin. Base are 1 in 10 packs. There are a couple of parallels though. There's Spectrum out of 199, gold out of 50, and then there's printing plates. There's a million printing plates in this set. So I think if you're a case buyer, be prepared for your case it to probably be a printing plate.
Ugh.
Just got it. Now, Billy did say, because somebody asked a really good question, like, are these the actual printing plates used in production? And he said 100% they are. The one thing we do know, though, is that they round the corners.
Yeah, so they don't cut you.
They don't poke people. Now, if you're looking at maybe the most, or the insert that I'm most on the fence about, it'd be the metal heads. And Billy showed these and talked a lot about them on your show. This is a die cut insert. It's a goalie mask. These are 1 in 120 packs. Now, the issue that Upper Deck has with goalie mask cards is that they all have amazing artwork and they become identifiable with that goalie, but that artwork is copyrighted to the artist that actually paints the NHL goalie's helmet. And Upper Deck can't use that without having 32 or more agreements, and so they commissioned their own artist to do some art here. But I think Billy said these are actual metal cards, didn't he?
They are metal,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know what do you think? Are you like
Well,
it, not
it's
like it, on
unfair.
the fence?
I'm not the biggest buyer of die cut cards in general. So
Yeah.
I think if you are a die cut fan, this might be a die cut card for you. Yeah,
Or
it's
a goalie
interesting.
mask fan. I mean, I think there's a cult.
Yeah,
of
yeah.
collectors.
There's a niche here. There's a sub level of our hobby, but I'm not a die cut person in general, so I'm out of this right off the bat. I love how they're constantly trying to do something different. And this will be easier to sleeve than the Arrow last year.
Oh Jesus!
That was horrible. Yeah.
Given that they're giving stuff a lot of more inserts that were kind of we've seen for a number of years, arrest. There's a lot of new stuff, and
It's
I'm
good.
really liking the new stuff. Like Dark Matter is 1 in 137 packs. It's a very kind of simple design, but cool. I think. And
Mhm.
there's no parallels to this. I could see myself grabbing one or two of
Like
these.
parallel, they should have made dark matter gold, and they should have just put the dark in gold foiling. That's something like that. You listening,
Yeah.
Billy? Tim Hortons
Spectrum
card
foil.
and the dark matter gold.
There we go. You guys into this card, Louis, or
Mhm.
is it too simple for you?
No, I like it. I like it that it's simple like that.
Simple like simple.
Hmm.
Now we get into some ones that I think have the chance to be hobby hits. Gold
Hobby hits.
bullions look really cool. 1 in 80 pack odds. There's 35 cards in the checklist. It does include a couple rookies, so you can get a Celebrini, Mitchkoff, and Will Smith, to name a few. Billy showed one of these as well, and I think that they look great.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I mean, it's not super rare.
I got to see it in
But
hand first. Yeah.
pretty cool.
I'm not rounded edges. Tell me a card that's very, very, very popular and stands the test of time that has rounded edges other than
I
jambalaya.
don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be jambalaya. So, speaking of that, if you had to peg what sort of replaces the jambalaya, I am very, very excited about this. And it's going to be weird and not 100% probably loved, but these liquid golds that are super tough. Number one, 1 in 960 pack odds. That's 1 in every 4 cases.
That's
They're
crazy.
die cut acetate and bendy. Again, go watch Friday Nights with Phil, and Billy was like gesticulating the card, like waving it.
Yeah.
It was pretty wild.
It was good. It was interesting. Yeah, I had a lot of folds in there.
This
Swiss
is my
cheese.
jam. I
this is all
totally
you.
expect you guys
This is
to
an
be a
EX
little,
2000 card. That's what I thought EX 2000 was going to be like. This weird
but it's
stuff.
kind of in the same vein. I mean, Metal was a Fleer company when it started.
Stop.
Mm-hmm.
No, you stop.
You stop.
You
See,
stop.
it's not fun. I get it. Eh? Stop. Just stop.
I'm gonna stop this car if you two don't knock it off back there.
Whatever.
Okay, so you're not sold on this. Is that what I'm
I want to
reading,
see
Phil?
in person. I don't like die. I wish this was a regular card. I'd be all over it. But I don't like die cuts. They're not hockey cards to me.
Yeah, see, I don't love die cuts, but there's certain ones. I'm a huge fan of Noise Boys. I'm a big fan of Jambalayas, right? So it has to be very specific.
Like I like
and
soul of the game. This is a soul of the game kind of melty, weird thing going on. If this was a square 2.5, 3.5 card, I'd be all over it. Probably looks really good in person, but I'm not at home doing this with my hands and my cards.
Well, why not?
Well, I don't know.
Suck with hobby. Okay, Louis, what do you think? Are you on the fence? Sold? Unsold?
I think it's a super sweet card. I just have to get over. I guess I'm 50-50 on die cut.
Okay. Now this one in particular, and I'm asking this selfishly.
Mm-hmm.
How spendy do you guys think these are going to be? Do you think that we'll be able to get them? Like I could get some real cheap,
yeah, under
or
$100 for sure.
Yeah. It's
I think
all
they're
going to
be
depend
500
on.
and up.
It's going to depend who's on it.
The player.
Yep.
I think people are going to try and get 500 and up, and I think they found themselves a buyer.
Sucker.
I mean, we
Right
do
here.
have a liquid gold here with somebody that leads the nobody cares hobby.
Yeah, this one will be cheap. I don't
You know,
care.
so.
That's the problem about that player. Respect him. Just
You
don't
want to
care to
hack?
collect.
You want to hack? Just wait for it to go down ComC. You can get all the liquid golds you want.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Fair
Just
enough.
wait the year. Once the cards you really want go on ComC or EPAC, let them do the work for you.
So the last insert we're going to cover is not brand new. It made its debut last metal release. It's sort of the Z-Force inserts where you have the base and then the Rave, Super Rave, and Universe Rave parallels. I like last year's designs right here. It just happens to have my Connie McDavie
You're
right
such
there.
a nerd. Oh, I just happen to have it here in front of me on my desk.
Weird.
Looks like you.
Funny how that works out, right? I'm digging this design maybe a little better. And it's very kind of weird. It's like surrealist meets pop art, sort of splatter paint kind of vibe.
Official term.
Yeah, Jackson Pollock. Sorry. I'm very excited about these. And the Super Rave, I think, are awesome. I've never seen a Universe Rave, even from last year's set.
I wish it was more spacey. I don't want it arty. I don't need the. I don't know. I like space. That's why.
Right.
Yeah, but no, that's good. Then there's something for all of us in this set.
There's nothing more, and I truly mean this. I love when you hate the cards I like because I just think it's funny.
How can you like this card? It looks like one of those modern art, like European things, and all
I'm
cultured.
This
literally done
I'm
nothing.
Evolved.
You're
a caveman. Literally, how hairy you are.
Unga bunga. That's
yeah,
fine.
Unga bunga. You Unga bunga all you want. You buy your Brady Kachuk cup cards. Brady Kachuk.
Okay.
All right. Autographs. All of the autos in 24-25 Metal Universe are basically either parallels of the base set or parallels of inserts. There's no standalone auto card. So for base auto parallels, again, there's for vets and rookies, like vets are the base vet autos 1 in 80 packs, base rookie autos 1 in 65. There's green autos out of 10. Again, every auto's pretty much going to be a sticker, I think. And then they do have gold 101 autos that, if that floats your boat, great. Then 9 of the 18 insert sets have auto parallels.
Oh,
so alphabetical. Billy was kind of high on this card. Reminds me, you like that? Do you remember
without the auto? I wish the auto wasn't on there. I love this card. Yeah.
Do you remember the aspects cards that had like the silhouette of the player with the city? Yeah.
I like that stuff, which is weird. It's a little gimmicky, but it's. Can just 10 seconds? The sticker auto, it's just not going to go away, eh? Like there's just too many casual hobby people. Even my LCS owner Dan about the sticker auto, he was like, "Listen, I know exactly what you mean, Phil, but the family, the dad that comes in here with his 2 boys and his daughter, they want the auto, whether it's a sticker or not. They want the. So I just don't think that's ever going to go away. It's just yelling into the ether of nothing's coming back. It's just. What a wicked look at Allure. All those amazing Allure cards just ruined. Anyway.
You're 100% right. But I think it's
a necessary evil to get people into the hobby, I guess. And after 2 weeks, they're going to be like, oh, I wish this wasn't a sticker auto. Doesn't take long to change the new hobby guy. It doesn't take long at all. All you have to say is, hey, you know what? Sebastian Aho never signed this card. They're like, yeah, he did. It's right here. Like, did he though? Did he? Yeah. And then it's not a hard conversation with yourself. Once you realize the player never touched the card and signed it, what the hell do you want that auto on for?
Where I've evolved on this issue is that kind of what you just said, where I don't see it as an upper deck problem. It's a
no, it's not upper deck. I'm just saying it's top of mind, top of my head.
Yeah, no, but you're right though. It's if every set had this many autos that were hard signed, these sets would never come out. Newsflash: athletes don't wake up every morning and be like, I got to send my cards back to upper deck.
Yeah,
I think it's kind of a nightmare getting like the cup.
Yeah, upper deck probably doesn't want. They're like, Phil, we agree with you. We don't want to do it either. Like, they probably don't. Yeah, can
you imagine what they have to go through to get some of these cards back, and then they're not even successful if they had to. So it's just much easier to have them sign 10,000 label sheets and then satisfy the demand of the consumer that says we have to have an auto in every box, because that is one thing that you will always hear very consistently whether it's from Upper Deck or any shop owner, that people freak out and don't buy the product
Yeah.
when it doesn't say there's a guaranteed auto. Like that drives sales in the hobby.
Yeah, and you can't argue it. I can't. I hate it, but I can't argue it. It's the right move.
So Alphabeticals 1 in 960 pack odds. Blast Furnace is another parallel. Counterpoise and Dawning. I believe Billy showed Counterpoise and Dawning on your show. So if you wanted to see not the autos, but the regular inserts. And then there's some more insert auto parallels. Gen Z's 1 in 480. Sorry. Points per game, 1 in 3,600. So that's like it says 1 in 360 on there, but it's actually 1 in 3,600.
Control your animals,
changed
sir.
it.
This is ridiculous.
What? Can't just yell at him and stop barking and he stops barking?
I just didn't unmute because I don't want people accusing me of dog abuse.
Oh, I yell at them.
And then
it's the only way they listen.
Silver Shots and Search Engine are 1 in 480. And then Skybox Premium Prospects, which what we're looking at one here. There's 3 different auto parallels. There's a base 1 in 120, a blue auto, which is the one on the screen. That's 1 in 200. That's a retail specific parallel. And then Star Emerald auto out of 25. So that's the basic overview of metal.
I'm jamming on that card on the screen though. I like that.
Yeah, they're nice, man. I'm really excited for this year's metal. Yeah, I'm really excited.
The base premium or the non-auto premium prospects, I'm pumped for them too.
Big time.
Tons more detail on hockeychecklist.com. Go see all the sets, all the odds, as many pictures as exist. We have up on the site there. And here's what you can expect if you get a hobby box of 24-25 metal. There's 15 packs, 6 cards per pack. You get 1 auto card or a red PMG, so that's guaranteed in the box. 1 additional chase card, so I'm sure that'd be like a rare insert or something like that. 1 numbered parallel, 2 Z-Force cards that Phil hates, but I love. 2 Counterpoise, Dawning, Blast Furnace, or points per game cards. 3 Skybox Premium Prospects. 5 of either alphabetical, Silver Shots, Search Engines, and or Gen Z cards. And then 15 base set rookie cards.
Nice.
And again, I already mentioned that pre-sales in Canada, go to Mint Inc. or Mint Inc. CA. You can get for $165 Canadian, cheaper than in the US, despite 25% tariff, which is crazy. Or, go to their shop and pick it up on Wednesday. And then I said that 120 US is what pre-sales are looking like in the US. So what do you guys think? Is this something product that you're excited about?
Yep. Yeah. I'm the most excited for metal this year as I've been before since 2020. Yeah.
Me too. Yeah, I think I will definitely get a box.
You'll pick me one up too when you go.
Maybe.
Negotiation. Phil.
All right. You taking a little break there, Captain? My turn.
Yeah, you're the mailman.
Mailbag.
Mailman. I'll be the mailman. That's right. Visiting everybody. Fantastic. All right. Mailbag time. Here we go. First question from Discord. Pfeiffer Feth. Of the teams that got bounced in the first round, which one has the most upside next season? I'll go first. Obviously, the Sens and then the Habs. Louis?
Wild in New Jersey.
Joshy Poo?
Was that a joke on the Wild, or are you serious about that?
I'm serious about that.
So you're confident that Billy G is going to make some moves this summer?
Yeah, the cap's going up.
Yep.
He's gonna do his thing.
Yep.
You guys are done. He's gonna screw up so bad.
We're going to re-sign Sam Steele.
Are we?
Oh,
Yeah. We're also going to lose Rossi probably to Pittsburgh. So whatever.
Okay.
Josh, what do you say?
I hope you're right. I'm big on the Habs, and I love Louis, so I'm going to root for the Devils.
Aw.
All righty. Next question. Discord. Henry P. Great friend of Friday Nights with Phil as well. Any idea on why the 2022-23 emblems collection was added as updates to the 23-24 Ultimate collection when 90% of the autos are smudged? The 23-24 emblems look much better, but why Upper Deck? Why? So Louis, I think you got a good answer, and Josh and I are probably going to agree with you.
Running them through the machines to put whatever last touch on the cards smudged the signatures.
It's a strong guess by somebody who works at Upper Deck, but that's kind of what happened. Yeah, unfortunately. So mistakes happen, Henry. And unfortunately, Upper Deck is not infallible. Is that the word? Infallible? Yep. There are human errors as well. Poop happens.
Mm-hmm.
C, Discord. Hockey Card Denmark. If you could, I don't know why I threw the letter in there. If you could choose 190 set to bring back, if you could choose 190 set to bring back to modern day, what would you choose? I'll go first, as I think my answer is obvious. 1990-91 Upper Deck flagship for hockey. They already did it, but I think one set every 10 years would be the proper, the respectful bend the knee thing to do. Not often, but every 10 years, I think it would be good to honor the set that erupted this, changed the game to our hobby forever. Josh?
I chose 98 Bowman's Best.
Oh, good call. Yeah.
I had that written down. I was like, I'm going to take that out. I bet you Josh would love that one.
Oh, that's a good
thanks,
friend.
man.
So I didn't detour too much, though. I went the 98, 99, 99 Topps finest.
98 was a good year.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty similar sets, aren't they?
No.
I'm getting it confused with something else then.
It's okay.
Instagram, next question. Jama 10780. I heard Phil talk about McDavid's rookie. Would you stop? I heard Phil talk about McDavid's rookie autos being a bit sloppier than his current auto. I did. What other players have seen improvement in their signatures over the years? As a Luke Hughes PC guy, his early stick autos were terrible, but now his auto is actually legible. I'll go first since I seem to be the only one that answered. I hate, loathe, despise to answer this with the honesty I'm about to spit. But first guy that came to my mind was Austin Matthews. His rookie year auto it wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't bad at all. It was just a little loosey-goosey, a little loopy. But if you look in the last few years, he's really tightened it up. He's manified his autograph, or adultified. I don't want to upset all 3 women that are listening to this podcast. So yeah, he made it a lot better, and he's the first guy that came to mind. Luke Hughes, I've also noticed. Timmy Stutzel had a nice one, then he had a really bad one, and he went back to like kind of a nice one. There's a few out there, but that's my answer. Louis?
I will. Well, I don't know. I guess I haven't really noticed a lot of guys that had improved other than like McDavid getting better. But I got some examples of autos later on in another auto question.
Oh, okay, good.
We can look at.
Oh, that's the tease.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have the desire for many autos. And the ones I do are like Gretzky, Ole Lefsa, and Sid, like those type, and they never change. They're just always awesome. So
well, Sid's has always been the same, but he used to do it really big, big, and kind of like a lot of white space. He really tightened it up a few years into it. So
and we'll get into it.
Oh, okay.
You'll like it.
Are you mad at Sid like you're mad at PSA because now you get less value for him doing?
I want more ink. I want more ink, Crosby. Next question. Discord, Tolson70. After watching your segment with Passionate Pat and pondering his comment that he tried on a pair of Gordie Howe game gloves, I wonder if we should be excited that a piece of NHL history, probably worthy of being in a museum, is going to be diced up for cards. Man, good commas, Tolson, use commas. Consider that modern players are probably wearing multiple sets of gloves during a season. In Gordie's days, that may have been a pair of gloves he wore for a full season, maybe even more. Are we whoring out history, chasing tiny pieces glued to cardboard with some of the old school legends, relics, jerseys? Louis, go ahead.
Tori, listen to me. There's plenty of Gordie Howe stuff out there. This is one season. Yeah, I do. One season. Maybe if you wore those gloves one season in 5 decades of hockey for Mr. Howe.
Yeah, he did play for 50 years. Right.
Well, it'll be okay, buddy. It'll be okay.
Wow.
Josh?
Very emotional. I'm conflicted on this. I see both sides of the argument really well. breaking a piece of history, but now lots of people get to enjoy it versus it sitting in some. I always think of like the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame in Evelyn, Minnesota, that nobody's ever been to. Does it really benefit fans to have some the crazy Miracle on Ice memorabilia there that most people will never see and is just in a dingy building in Evelyn, Minnesota?
Well, because there's
So,
nothing to
Well,
do
it
in
should be
Evelyn or surrounding areas, and
it
that's
should be
not a.
preserved, but and showcased, but no one seems to care. So it's like it's a weird one, right? So I had a cheeky answer to Tori's question. So Tori, you didn't get the memo. We're a throwaway society now, and we just consume, eat, chew away, and throw it out. We actually need more glue for even tinier pieces on cardboard. Yeah, more. We just need to make the pieces smaller, man. That's what we really need to do. Yeah, I don't know. I'm torn on this. I just silly answer. It's a tough one. It's all where you fall on the side of the line. If you think it should belong in a museum like Dr. Jones, or if things should be cut up and shared with multiple people. All right, next question.
And I agree too. I was just chewing the fat with Tori on that one. I mean,
Okay.
how many gloves are there really? I don't know, but who knows?
All right. Southie Schmeikey from Instagram. Southie Schmeik.
Josh.
Any plans to add a release calendar to the checklist site? I'll go first. Yeah, Josh. Any plans to shoot your shots? And we'll hold you to it very strictly, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of plans for the checklist site. The release calendar seems very simple on face value. It's actually not. And it would be incredibly simple to do. Well, the problem, as I've learned, is it's wholly inaccurate. And so there's two kind of like ways you could break up the Upper Deck release calendar. So they publish a year in advance, 6 months in advance when they do their what they call solicitations. When like series 1 for next year is already out, and they give a date that is almost 100% never the actual release date. And then they give out, like, we're fortunate enough to get emails from them and thankful that they do that they give like the next 2 months, but those aren't even ever 100% accurate. And so I'm very torn on this because do we publish a release calendar that I know is not going to be right? And then that sets an expectation with people and they're like, well, your calendar said it was coming out, where it's like, and so
say Billy made the calendar. Yeah.
But they'll delay products all the time and stuff like that. So I don't know. I mean, I want to hear from people. You guys tell me what you think. Is it better to have, I guess I have leaned towards wanting to do it when I'm confident it can be reasonably accurate.
I think you should just copy exactly what Upper Deck's release calendar is and say, this is direct information from Upper Deck. We are not responsible for the dates.
Yeah.
Subject to change.
That's it, Louis. That's what I was trying to think.
Okay. All right. I'll work on something like that. Thank you.
All right. Next question from Stutzel18. And absolutely, this comes from a Sens fan. So I can guarantee you, Stutzel18, you're probably a lot younger than me and one of the new. I'm not saying you are a new. When I say a new Sens fan, I mean like 2012 plus. Okay, that's what I'm saying. The post Carlson era. Okay. So Phil hates Heatley partially because he declined a trade out of Ottawa to Edmonton, but he has a PC of Spezza who did the same thing, declined a trade to Nashville. Yep, he sure did. Spezza later went to Toronto on a team friendly deal and scored big goals on the fourth line for them. He scored like 2 big goals. Tried to help Toronto win a cup. He sure did. He's from Toronto. Tried to help them win a cup as management after that. Oh my God, he totally did too. If Healy is a traitor, which he is, then so is Spezza, which he is not. Phil, how do you justify the hypocrisy? Excellent question. Stutzel18. Keep up the good work, boys. Okay, Stutzel, I totally get where you're coming from this. And this was the easiest answer I've ever made in my life, okay? There is something I do want to say. There is some information. I'm a local Canada boy. I was running around this city as a little hood rat with season's tickets to the Sens on top of it. I made pretty good money back then. and I was very much threaded to the local community, and so were the Sens. So there's a lot. Not there's a lot. There's two really big pieces of information I'm not comfortable with sharing. You kind of have to be from where I live to know it, and that adds to it. But you don't even need to know those things. So you can DM me. I'll just tell you. Okay. So super easy response. Danny Heatley is a traitor because he bailed on Ottawa for personal gain, demanding a trade after his prime and leaving the Sens high and dry after a fat contract. Okay. Now Spezza, he stayed loyal. He declined a trade to Nashville to keep building with us. And he only left when his time was obviously up for the team. He knew it. The team knew it. The fans knew it. There was no surprises. Danny Heatley was a shock. It was going to bed one night, dreaming of Stanley Cup dreams, Danny Heatley being on the power play first unit. And I don't even believe that he demanded a trade because he went on the second power play unit. He did demand a trade, and that is not the reason. That's not the reason. That's not the reason. If you know, you know. In Toronto, Spezza took a pay cut. He grinded on the fourth line and delivered definitely clutch goals. Something Heatley could never do. Spezza's still out there trying to win cups. And now he's in management as well. Heatley, well, he was with Pittsburgh, but Heatley faded into obscurity. There's no hypocrisy here. Spezza's a warrior. Heatley's a quitter. Okay? That's the difference. Go Sens, go. Big difference. I don't hate Heatley just because he asked for a trade. I hate the environment Danny Heatley created in Ottawa. Nobody, not any new Sens fans, going to understand that. Only local Ottawa people, diehard Sens fanatics. There's not many of us left, I guess. This whole Sens Twitter, 50 and 50, 30, like, oh, man, you guys don't even know. You guys have no idea the hatred that certain people have for that splat of a human. I'm glad you asked that, Stutzel18. Really happy.
We get it. I think we get it.
Yeah, we have the marshmallow thrower, right?
Yeah.
Same thing. Like, I don't get the Ryan Suter thing. I laugh. I think it's funny, but I'm not from Minnesota. I didn't have to watch this guy hog all the air. And Daniel Alfredsson's never going to say, yeah, Heatley was a cancer in the room or Heatley was annoying. You know how many local stories Danny Heatley, like, dude, go home. You just finished a hockey game. Go home. You don't have to go to the bars and close them down and not remember what happened. There's a big hint. Yeah. Over and over and over. No, you're not a good person, man. You're not a good person. Okay, here we go. So next question, Mad Dog Nav 78. Oh, Mad Dog, we love him. He's our general manager of our Discord. Yeah. Okay. You often talk about a player having or not having a good autograph. What criteria makes it good or not? Louis.
No, I want you guys to start with what you're saying, and then I'm pretty much going to show what you said.
Well, I have the longest. I feel like
no, mine will be longer. Well, here, okay.
You go first.
I'll go. It's totally fine. So, we need what criteria? Placement, clarity, color, scribble versus a flow, having consistency. I got some examples of what I think are good and what I think are trash, and nothing has anything to do with grades or anything. But here, I got 3 Wayners. There's a Sid, 2 Sids. What?
No,
I just have one Wang, but you have 3. That's scientifically impossible, but yeah.
Funny, I get it. But anyways, starting with these 3 guys, looking at their autos, they are exactly good clarity, color's good, flow, it's consistent, the same. I know I only got one of Richard down there, but I'm willing to bet if I think of my grandfather like signing stuff, it would look that way every single time. Yeah. Another example, you got a couple Stevie Y's. I even went back a little farther.
Yeah, they're beautiful.
As he's done, Lemieux, they're the same, consistent, look great. And then we get into what the hell? Scribble, Macklin Celebrini. Don't know what it is. Not consistent. They're 2 different signatures, but they're both scribbles. Bedsy.
He has effort. I'll give Bedsy effort. I feel like he's trying to find it. There's something about it.
The one on the right, especially, is really bad, though. I mean,
It's so sloppy.
They're terrible. And, now this one, it's garbage, but it's consistent.
This is Wyatt Johnson.
For Wyatt Johnson.
So awkward. It's like an 8-year-old.
So I thought I'd throw that in there because, yes, it's just crap, but it's the same. So, all right.
Yeah.
And then, what? Matthew Nyes and
Yeah,
Cole
Caulfield is awkward too. They always got a weird bend in the C, and it's not their fault. I mean, it is, but it isn't.
Caulfield does the OV thing. He puts his auto in the weirdest spot in the card.
They're awkward autos. There's awkward autos make me uncomfortable. Like Wayne Gretzky's beautiful. Brett Hull's beautiful. Nice flow.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even want. Honestly, I love them to death. Go Gophers, but Matthew, I don't want your friggin' Future Watch auto card because your autograph is terrible.
Well, he does like 80% of a good M and then completely gives up after that.
Yeah, I'll give you an M and just after.
Well, good friend of the show, Brent Wallace. He said they just don't care. Like they're not thinking about us, right? So they're not thinking about their autograph, which is unfortunate.
Because they should be, because I guarantee what were they doing before they got big and were playing? Looking for autos of hockey players and
if they
autos.
If they did, that was their thing though.
Sure.
It's part of their legacy.
Come on now.
Yeah, you got
to. I would tell my kid.
I would tell the NHLPA to get on this. Listen, what the NHLPA should be on this. Boys, it's important. Okay, guys, I know this sucks, but it's important. Penmanship is a reflection of who you are as a man.
Mm-hmm.
Right? How you do anything is how you do everything.
There you go. Exactly.
You guys got anything to add then? Those are the last of my slides.
No, I think you covered it.
Good. Okay.
Yeah.
Moving on.
All right. Next question. Top Shelf Cookie Sniper Podcast, also known as Jay. All right. I thought it was funny. Okay. Yeah. If you could design a hockey card for a current NHL player, but in the style of a legendary vintage set, open bracket, think of O-Pee-Chee 1979 or Topps 1986, close bracket. What player would you choose and what legendary set would you design it in? I'll go first all day long. Crosby and anything vintage. He's got an old man dapper look to him in his older age, and that Penguins uni is a killer for retro style cards. So I'm going to maintain my Crosby train and go for that. Yeah.
I went back and forth, and I typed stuff out and I deleted, and I typed something out and I deleted, and I just said, screw it, it's too hard.
I would like 83 O-Pee-Chee or 84 Topps or O-Pee-Chee to see some retro cards, and that I think that'd be really cool.
Is that you just want to scratch something? Go buy a bingo ticket.
Those aren't scratch. That was 80.
That's
Topps.
82. That's 82, right? 80 no, 80, 81.
Yeah.
Yeah. But only O-Pee-Chee, not Topps.
Only Topps was scratched, not O-Pee-Chee.
That's what I said. That's what I said. Okay.
Oh, we just okay. Same thing.
Nah, it's not what I said. Okay. Next question. Instagram. PhotoWorks. What's better? Sleeve and top loader or one touch for the nice cards for display? I'll go first. I'm still trying to figure that out, man. I'm sticking my head in the sand for a bit, and I'm going to focus on my top loader binders and let everybody else figure out how they want to display their cards. Listen, one day someone's going to come out with the ultimate way to display your cards, and that's all what we're going to do. Everyone, some people are close, like the Velcro guy. He's close, I don't know. Josh, what do you think?
We don't. I hate being this guy, but
no, you
and I saw something that we've agreed not to share or talk about. That
yeah, we can't talk about it.
What?
I hate being that guy. I hate myself right now.
I can't believe
people should be mad at me.
Yeah, we saw a product. If you are a player collector, or if you just want to display, your wife would even let you do this. We saw a product where your wife could display your whole house. You could put your card into something and add it to that home that your wife designed, and it would probably look good. Yeah.
My favorite part of that experience was I could see it in every fiber of, because Phil was playing with a prototype of this and he was looking at the person at the company and he just wanted so bad for him to say, "Go ahead, Phil, take that home
Yeah,
with you," and
I
it
know,
wasn't
I'm a
happening.
hardcore, right? So yeah,
Yeah.
I've worked in the restaurants for 20 years. I know. That's what I'm telling you. I love merch. And yeah, he wouldn't do it because it was a prototype, right? Yeah, he wouldn't do it.
Yeah. So
I
I hate
interrupted him a
myself.
lot
I'm
too.
sorry.
I kept
The
asking him
worst.
questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I took this in a different way because
Okay.
display to me wasn't like putting them in our top loader binders or whatnot. So personal preference on how you want to display your cards. First, top loaders, I would say, are not a display type holder, more of a storage holder. And then for one touches, if I was going to put them out, I'd put them out in a Path or Ultimate holder. But make sure if you're in a sunny area, no matter what top loader or whatever one touch or whatever you want to call them, make sure you got some UV protection on them.
Like SPF 30 or
whatever. It all depends on the day. What's the
I've never worn
index
sunscreen
value?
in my life. I've
I
never put. I mean, I've had ex-girlfriends put it on. Yeah, I don't.
I
I burned
don't.
twice in my whole life.
I don't put it on at work either. They provide it for us because we're outside all day, like you. But I've never put it on.
I'm in my arm's really dark, Louis. This summer, I'm making less money and paying younger people to do harder work. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I think we got that. Okay. Last question. Best question. Maybe. Instagram BLN cards. What is fair when a tracked package goes missing? I'll go first. Go to the post office and yell at the person that works at the front counter. You'll feel better.
Mm-hmm.
That's my answer.
Sure. Josh's answer is probably right, but let me just jump in here, just because you're probably right. But I'm assuming he's saying, asking the seller if they should pony up the money for the missing package. Now, having a shipment tracked to me is what I think would protect me as a seller. I shipped it. I didn't crap the bed. So, but with saying that, I would still do my due diligence as the seller and try to track it down and figure out where it went. But I don't know. It's not really the seller's fault either.
Oh, it's another poop sandwich. I just had this happen. I bought a card that I was really excited to get. It wasn't like super expensive, so it wasn't like a money thing, but the card said it was delivered. eBay said delivered on this date at this time. It was not delivered. So it's just a weird situation because as a seller, are you like, well, is the buyer just being scummy and saying, I didn't get the card, but they really got the card?
Usually.
And then if you're the buyer, like me, I legit didn't get the card and I paid for it. Right. And I think part B, the seller was very cool about it. I was going to offer to split the difference. Right. It was like a $50 card or whatever. I was going to say, well, just give me $25 back and we're good. But he just refunded the money. So it was very generous of that person to do that. But it's a crappy situation. I don't understand how it happens or if it does happen frequently, but that's the first time it's ever happened to me.
I think
it legit said it was delivered and never came.
I think it does happen once in a while. I'd say 10%, 90% people are lying. I know a guy who has lots and lots of money, and he gets a kick out of saying certain cards. He's not a good friend of. He's a guy I know, and he's pretty. I've seen him. It's amazing how a couple of beers can get people loose lips. Eh? It's incredible. He thinks it's funny. Like he's just a jerk, and he thinks it's funny to say the card didn't come. He's like, what? It's $18, whatever. People look at California Dave. It happened to him like 9 times in a month. You think 9 cards didn't get to where Dave? Come on. I bet you every one of those cards got. People are nasty, man. Sometimes, they'll hold the door open for you, but they'll steal your hockey card. All right. Is that good? All right, we're good.
Good job, Phil. Personal pickups. Phil, what do you got to share?
Pickups.
I got a Mitchkoff game used auto patch card for sale. I will take best offer. That's my card. That's my pickup this week.
Nice. It's a 24-25 SP game used auto jersey red out of 99 people.
Thank you, Louis.
Thank you. Baba Louis, what did you pick up this week?
First pickup, 17-18 O-Pee-Chee update. Nico Hischier, Black Rainbow marquee rookie out of 100.
Nice card.
And then when we were going through doing Wow, what was the question here? Hold on. Let me just
It's
scroll
personal
up.
pickups.
I know. This is I ended up getting this one though, but if you could choose 190 set to bring back, so when I started choosing my 98.99, I was like, you know what? I wonder if there's anything cool in there. Well, I got sucked in to a 98.99 Topps Finest Centurions out of 500 Martin Broder.
You gonna peel that or you gonna leave it on?
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
I don't know. You know what? I might. There's a couple other ones on there that are peeled. I might just buy one of those too.
Nice.
I don't know. Everything I have that has the coating, protective coating deal on there, I haven't peeled them off.
You should have a peel party.
We can have a peel party.
Yeah, I leave them on too. All right, good job, Baba Louie. So I got a bat signal from Gongshow Discord about that somebody was offloading 2016 the OG O-Pee-Chee,
Yeah.
the tough to find inserts, and somebody did put like 10 or 15 up on eBay. And I did pick up the Pablo Burry because that's one of the ones that I really, really want. And the card is off center, top to bottom. I mean, that's very obvious. And normally it's a little bit off left to right. But as far as like the
Good shape, buddy.
for O-Pee-Chees from 2016, this is about as good as you can ask for.
Great,
because it was pretty rough with the black border and everything like that. Now, the funny story about this is it was listed for, I'll just say the price for 400 US. And I'm like, oh, I know I have to have this card, right? So I'm like, well,
I can't believe
you
did what you're about to do.
I'm going to try to get a deal. So I make an offer for 300, and then of course,
what are you doing? Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Well, of course, Kobe the dog has to go out. So I take him out and I'm walking him down the street, and I've got my phone in my hand, and literally I'm seeing like you made the offer 2 minutes ago.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why isn't this guy accepted? Right. And then it's like you made the offer 3 minutes ago, and I'm like, what is his problem?
Yeah, because he's entertaining other offers.
Answer me.
Well, and then it did dawn on me. It's like, you dumb butt. If somebody places like a 350 offer and he hits accept, I will literally
you're devastated.
Never forgive myself.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like, what am I doing? And then I have like a 5-minute crisis of confidence. Like, so I just went in and bought the card. I just offer be damned. And I paid full price, and now I have it. And because that was the thing. If I had lost it, I would have lost it.
And we would have never
Literally
heard the end of it. It would have been really annoying to hear you for like 3 years talk about this. Yeah. So I'm glad you got it. And the copy is great, dude. I held off on the Crosby. I threw him an offer. He countered. And the Crosby's, the bottom of it's a little rough. I'm not paying $700-800 for a. I'll pay that. I'll pay that, but it better be perfect, dude. Like it better be pretty damn good card, you know? So I'm staying. My Gretzky's top notch, like just almost a perfect card. So
there's more issues with that Crosby than there is the Beret that I got. Yeah, your Gretzky's so nice that, and I know again you're not a biggest grader, but if you ever sold it, you would have to grade.
I would grade it. Yeah, I would grade that card and sell it. Yeah,
the value will go.
That card's probably not going to be sold though. Like if it'll probably be in my will. I mean, well, I'm healthier. I'm healthier than most, so I'll probably live longer than most people, but I'll leave it in my will for like my friends.
Very confident.
Yeah, I'm pretty calm. Creek, man. My grandfather smoked cigarettes his whole life and lived to like 90. I don't smoke and I work out. So 100, here we come.
I work out.
But I'm very excited though, and that's a huge card for me. Like that is a big. That's my favorite set. One of my favorite players. He's in the Canucks jersey. It looks awesome. I love it, love it, love it. Can't wait to get
What next O-Pee-Chee are you looking for? Well, you want King Henrik. I
want McDavid, Crosby, McDavid, and Bobby Orr. That's a big one. I keep
forgetting the Orr, yeah.
And then, but the Ovi is the one I want. He's in the red, old school Caps jersey with the blue breezers.
Nice. Yeah,
on hockey pants.
Yeah. The pants.
So I'm gonna buy you the Joe Thornton.
I gave him the Roman Yossi.
Yeah, I love it. Thank you.
The Pecorine?
Roman Yossi.
I'd take the Zach Parise.
Sure. You're still going to pay like $250 for it. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
there's like they're for sale. There's
What?
like 3 Paresis on eBay, isn't there?
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like the Roman Yossi still cost like that. That was over $100. That was, but I had to buy it because it was so cheap, and you don't see them often, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, but when I bought it, I was like, why did I buy this? I don't want this card. So like, Josh, take it. I don't care.
Thank you, man.
Well, I know you're
enjoy
not
it.
going to buy it for 100. One of us, I know you'll. We're generous with each other, everybody in our group, so that's good.
Mhm. All right, guys. Good job. If you like the episode, please leave a rating review on Apple, Spotify, whatever podcast app you listen to us on. If you love the show, you want to support us, want to chat with us
Love it.
every day on the Hockey Cards Gongshow Discord server, you want to let me know when O-Pee-Chees go. Thanks. Appreciate it. You can support us for $5 a month. Join our $2.99 support level tier on Patreon. Link is in the show description about the YouTube and the podcast apps and our Instagram and TikTok profile on our website, hockeycardsgongshow.com, and on the Patreon website, patreon.com. All you got to do is search for Hockey Cards Gong Show. We're on social media. Follow the Gong Show on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and YouTube. And boys, the Hockey Cards Gong Show podcast is a production of Dollar Box Ventures LLC. Louis,
Y'all.
take us out, buddy.
Bye.
It's the Gong Show, we're dropping the facts. Hockey cards on fire, no holding us back. Josh looking sharp, the face of the scene. Feeling pork chop pants, rocking it clean. Baba Louie in the booth, he's the man with the plan. The best producer in all the land. Gong Show Nation, let's hit the flow. It's the Hockey Cards Gong Show, let's go, let's go. Wanna say the minute show.
I got a little package.